41%. Chapter 161. The Reincarnation of the Abominable Quasi-Emperor. The Tomb of the Kings will open, subscription required. You don't need to question this. Baitanur raised her head slightly, revealing a good-looking swan neck, and looked at Chu Yun with the eyes of an elder looking at a junior. This. 99. Chu Yun scratched his hair, his expression helpless. This thing is really FKED. But the facts are also in front of him. Baitanur has changed significantly, and he can clearly feel it. Little auntie. Chu Yun tried to scream, feeling that it was a mouthful. Baitanur showed a satisfied smile and nodded. I was 20 years old before Nirvana, older than you are now. Originally after Nirvana, only my body will shrink back to the infant period, and my memory will not change. This is also what your mother meant. Let me watch you grow up and teach you at the same time. Who knew something like this would happen? Baitanur's words carried a hint of coldness and hatred. His gaze swept over Zhang Chushuan. Baitanur's lips pursed slightly, and said with a hint of pride, the ancestor god Phoenix Emperor Beiluohe has cultivated 9 quasi-emperors for my Bai clan, 3 of whom have transformed into the Fire Phoenix Nirvana Holy Body, 2 have transformed into the Thunder Phoenix Nirvana Holy Body, 2 have transformed into Nirvana out of the Ice Phoenix Nirvana Holy Body, and 2 have transformed into Nirvana out of the Jengjin Holy Phoenix Body. After the Divine Phoenix Emperor stepped on the Starry Sky Ancient Road, for a long time, it was my Fire Phoenix Vane who controlled the Bai language and exceeded his authority. Until 20,000 years later, the Bai tribe encountered an accident, and the 9 quasi-emperors either died in battle or sealed themselves into the source crystal or holy coffin, and there was no crisis of extinction. A quasi-emperor ancestor of my Fire Phoenix line stood up and tried to break through the Emperor 04 realm, but the result was unsuccessful, and even Nirvana failed. The strength of the Fire Phoenix vein has been greatly damaged, and the quasi-emperor strong are either sleeping or coping, and external pressure is exerted, resulting in many problems internally. 55. In the end, like some emperors, I declined, and I could only choose to hide in the secret realm, intending to concentrate on cultivating a hard great saint and even a quasi-emperor before reborn. 5. Speaking of this, Baitanur was a little melancholy. If the Beiluo River had a lineage of emperors left, perhaps the Bai tribe would not have so many problems, but the truth is that there is none. In the secret realm, because there is no unified voice of the extremely strong, the 9 small branches and the 4 major branches are still secretly competing for power and profit. Now the 9 branches no longer exist, and they have all been fused into 4 major branches. The Fire Phoenix vein used to be in power, and has always been the focus of attention from the other 3 veins. Bai Luoxi's awakening of the Fire Phoenix Nirvana body is not a secret, and it is also regarded by the Fire Phoenix vein as an opportunity to rise again, and as a result, it encountered a secret plan later. Originally, Baitanur didn't know which clan was secretly attacking, but the extreme chill that burst out of the Sacred Heart when she was Nirvana just now made her understand that at least the Ice Phoenix vein was doing something. Everyone is a Bai people, and they will not kill each other, but they will not show mercy. However, these things, Baitanur did not plan to tell Chu Yun for the time being, the latter's strength was still too bad. At the same time, she didn't want Zhang Chushuan to hear it, so embarrassing. Thinking of this, Baitanur glared at Zhang Chushuan viciously and said, although my Bai clan is said to be hidden, it also controls some 3rd rank or even 2nd rank Holy Land dynasties, constantly providing cultivation resources for the family. And at least 3 quasi-emperor ancestors in my clan are still alive. Don't think that the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor is amazing, huh? The woman is really very vindictive. Especially the Bai clan, this strange imperial clan that is completely headed by women. Zhang Chushuan ignored Baitanur's gaze that did not have the slightest shock, and said curiously, you have successfully achieved Nirvana now, what are your plans next? In Yifeng's memory, Baitanur has been unable to break through the gathering spirit realm. There is the power of the Ice Phoenix in the body, which needs the power of the King level to solve, and the Green Dragon Heart is the power of the Great Sage level, and it was not until 3 years ago that he was found by the people of the Bai Fire Phoenix line and successfully awakened the memory. Chu Yun originally knew his life at that time. Later, Baitanur returned to the Imperial clan to cultivate, and it was not until Chu Yun was forced by the Phoenix Pavilion to leave the Lingzhou domain and reappeared, blocking the next step for him. Behind that Phoenix Pavilion, there is the shadow of the Bai clan. According to Zhang Chushuan's analysis, it is estimated that the controller and the Fire Phoenix are not in the same line. Of course it's cultivation. A hint of phoenix fire appeared in Baitanur's eyes, and he said seriously, No one has come to me for so many years, and the situation of my Fire Phoenix line will not be too good, and it is very likely that the strong will be contained. When I go back to the family, I may not be able to cultivate safely again. As for the resource issue, Bai Tanur looked at Zhang Chushuan. Zhang Chushuan, you wouldn't want to say let me provide it, would you? That's speechless. Didn't you still upset me before? Can't you? Bai Tanur flicked her hair and said sharply, you already know that I own the Fire Phoenix Nirvana holy body, don't you think I am very valuable for investment? Also, I have a holy body and can sense some conditions of the ancestors. My Fire Phoenix lineage still has a quasi-emperor ancestor alive, and my great emperor ancestor who fought in the upper realm is still alive, maybe he will return to the nether when he wants, that is the true great emperor. 5. Is this a kind of coercion and inducement in the form of arrogance? Zhang Chushuan said he was not afraid. Even if the divine Phoenix Emperor came to trouble him, he could press the other party to his thigh and spank him to educate him well. Thinking like this, Zhang Chushuan suddenly looked forward to it. Have there been people who can bully the ancient emperor in the past? So you mean to get my asylum and work for me in exchange for resources and my investment, right? Zhang Chushuan asked, feigning uncertainty. Bai Tanur's expression suddenly became very exciting, and a flush appeared on her fair face, as if she had been roasted by fire. Humph. 35. Bai Tanur shook her head arrogantly. Zhang Chushuan read the complaint in her eyes, as if to say, you can just understand it, why do you want to say it, don't you know if I want face? 99. Tisk, tisk. Zhang Chushuan smiled meaningfully. The blush on the fair face spread behind the ears. She regretted it, she had long known that she was not arrogant, and directly negotiated the conditions. Damn reincarnation of the quasi-emperor. Time passes in the blink of an eye. In the evening, it's a moment. Almost a whole day has passed since the king's tomb was born the night before. The Beibei mountain range of Yunbei County, located near the junction of Qingyanfu and Lintangfu, is a continuous mountain and overlooks a Tianzi. At this time, it is located in the middle of the mountain range, and the flow of people has reached its peak. Countless people are looking forward to the opening of the king's mausoleum. As the news of the previous night spread, the name and information of the Double Jeopardy King were also picked up. The Peak King, who comprehends the halberd intent and the gun intent at the same time, is called the Double Supreme King of the Gun Halberd, so it is called the Double Supreme King. No one knows the true name of the Shuangji King, and no one knows where he is, only that he became famous in the south of the Lingzhuo domain to which Nanyang Prefecture belongs. Rumor has it that his spear and halberd inheritance were left in the tomb of the Shuang Jeopardy King, which is the most precious treasure on the way to the king. 173. At present, only Zhang Chushuan knows that these two inheritances will eventually be obtained by Chu Yun, laying a solid foundation for his later path to the king. In the early stage, Chu Yun only used marksmanship, and the leapfrog battle product Chu Tinlong shone greatly in the Five Kingdoms, and was finally accepted as a personal disciple by the Five Pins Water Dragon Hall. At this time, the forces of all parties gathered, and the voices of high-pitched talk were incessant, completely breaking the calm in front of the king's mausoleum. Patriarch Yi is here. Who did your group send in? I've seen Brother Lin. Our Liuhe gang sent these unformed boys to go in. What about you? Let's do the same. Sect Master Yi of the Qingyan Sword Sect has already come. I heard him say that the prohibition of this king's mausoleum is unbreakable. Below the Gathering Spirit Realm, those who are over 18 years old cannot enter. Below the Spirit Transformation Realm, those over 36 years old cannot enter. And below the Jaden Realm, those over 72 years old cannot enter. 99. In this way, I can't wait to enter, so I can only send the Sect Master Junior in. I heard that this time the top 10 7-rank sects in Nanyangzhou will send people over. Why don't I see any of them now? 35. Although Beibei Mountain is the ruling area of the Qingyan Sword Sect, there are also many small forces in the territory that are attached, and now that the king's mausoleum has appeared, they will naturally not give up such an opportunity. As for the 7-rank forces that are stronger than the Qingyan Sword Sect, they are not qualified to stop them. This time it is destined to be thousands of troops crossing the single wooden bridge and surfing the sand. But for many people, even the most precious things in the king's tomb are good as long as there are some gains. After all, this is the tomb of the king. The 7-rank forces are coming. Suddenly someone shouted, causing the scene to fall silent. Everyone looked in the direction of Yunbei County and saw 10 streams of light in the distance. 10 clouds. 7 pin forces. The pomp is so big. 41%. Chapter 162 Absolutely no one can compare with me, gorgeous. Subscription required. The starry sky is like a precious gauze, large and small, dotted with countless diamonds. The moon has long been high in the sky, reflecting the starry sky in the night sky, which is strangely bright. The moonlight is like water, quietly sprinkled, and a gray gauze dress is draped over the earth. The night is beautiful, but no one pays attention at this time. All of them felt something, and looked up in the direction of Yunbei County. In the dark clouds, there are huge and gorgeous cloud boats shuttling from that direction, majestic. In the blink of an eye, 10 cloud boats came to the sky above the entrance of the king's mausoleum. The disciples of the Qingyun sword sect are only riding demon beasts, but the 7-rank forces travel, but there are cloud boats. 95. Yunzhou needs to be driven by the gathering spirit array, and the gathering spirit formation is quite expensive to arrange. 7-rank forces, the appearance is different. The crowd below exchanged ears, but it was not as noisy as before. 10 cloud boats are quietly suspended in midair, all the same in appearance, unified length of 50 meters, width of 15 meters, the bottom of the hull is inscribed with a suspended formation, the center of the ship is depicted with the Xuanji gathering spirit array, which will absorb spiritual energy and spirit stones to provide the cloud boat to fly to. The defensive formation, the downwind formation and the waterproof formation are also inscribed around the cloud boat, so that when the cloud boat flies in the clouds, it is the same as an ordinary sailboat running on the water. These cloud boats are divided into 3 layers. The lowest one can carry 100 people, and the second floor is much more luxurious, but it can only take 50 people. The outermost hull of the 10 cloud boats is inscribed with the standards and names of the sect, allowing people to distinguish the power of the cloud boat at a glance. From left to right, they are the state of Qi, the Kanghai sect, the state of Wu, the sect of Yanyang, the kingdom of Yu, the Lanyu pavilion, the kingdom of Yan, the wind and thunder villa, the state of Zhao, and the water dragon hall. The 10 major 7-product forces in Nanyangzhou have all arrived. In fact, there is also the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce that is also a 7-product force, but for the time being, it does not have the background of the other 10 7-rank forces, let alone the 6-rank force as the backer of the upper sect. For example, this Yunzhou is a special spiritual weapon, the quality is the top grade of the Zan rank, and it is the authentic or treasure of the 10 7-rank forces in Nanyangzhou, which is obtained from the 6-rank forces behind it. When the 10 major 7-product forces appear together, at least in this Nanyangzhou, it is the absolute protagonist. Boom. 35. With the bells and drums ringing, people gradually began to walk out of each cloud boat. The status and strength of these people are among the top in the entire Nanyang prefecture. But the most eye-catching thing at this time is the cloud boat in the middle that belongs to the Yu royal family. Qingchuan province is in the territory of Lintang County, and Lintang County belongs to the Yu kingdom, so this northern mountain can be said to be the territory of the Yu kingdom. Compared with the other 9 major 7-rank forces, the Yu royal family is a well-deserved ground snake. Everyone wants to know who led the team to come at the moment when Xiahou Jing, the monarch of the Yu kingdom, has been erased. However, when they saw the Vietnamese country leading, many people opened their mouths in surprise. Hey, it's the old monarch. 35. It turned out to be this one. I didn't expect the old monarch to be alive. Quote. As this royal heritage, it seems that the royal family is far from chaotic. I didn't expect that the Yu royal family would actually hide so deeply, at least 2 real people in the Jaden realm. The leader of the Yu kingdom was a middle-aged man wearing a 4-clawed fire python black robe. Extraordinary, not angry and arrogant, there is panic wandering around, and there is a tendency to transform into a fire dragon. Some weak people looked at him, feeling like they were looking at a scorching flame, and their eyes were tingling. This person is Xiahou Jing's father, the previous monarch of the Yu kingdom, Xiahou Tian. The Yu kingdom has never mourned for Xiahou Tian, but he has not reappeared since he relinquished the throne to Xiahou Jing more than 30 years ago, and Zhao Qian at the same time was the monarch of Zhao Guo until not long ago. So more and more people began to believe the news that Xiahou Tian had fallen. I never thought that he would appear today. However, after accepting the fact that Xiahou Tian had not yet fallen, everyone was not surprised that he would appear here. At present, Xiahou Jing has fallen, and the Yu royal family has lost a real person in the Jaden realm, and it is precisely when someone needs to come out of the town. Whether it is prestige, strength, or status, this old monarch is all enough. Brother Yunlong, I haven't seen you for a long time. Xiahou Tian stood on the top of the cloud boat with his hand in his hand, and his eyes turned to the deck of the first cloud boat. There is a white-haired old man standing there, holding his chest with his hands, wearing a three-clawed python robe, with a majestic momentum all around, looking like he is facing a waterfall falling from a distance, which is breathtaking. He was a prince of the Qi state, the strongest country in Nanyang Prefecture, and his strength was half a step to Jaden. Brother Shaho. 35. Qi Yunlong hugged his fist towards Sha Haodian. The two had made friends for a period of time while traveling, and both fought for the position of monarch of their respective countries, and in the end, Qi Yunlong failed to break through the Jaden realm, fell into a hidden disease, and did not win the throne. And Sha Haodian later broke through the Jaden realm in one fell swoop and became the new monarch of the Yu kingdom, and even Sha Hojing, the son of Sha Haodian, broke through to the Jaden realm early and comprehended the general trend of the fire dragon. The two encountered a world of difference, and the relationship began to become distant. But now, the fall of Sha Hojing made Qi Yunlong in turn feel some sympathy for this old friend. Brother Dodge. Sha Haodian looked at the second cloud boat, and the person leading the team on it was the great elder of the Kanghai sect, Ning Daohai. This is also a half-step Jaden realm strongman. The momentum on his body is not obvious, but after looking at him for a long time, he can feel that he is like Wang Yang Dahai, unfathomable. Brother Shaho. Ning Daohai hugged his fist. Brother and Fei. Sha Haodian looked at the third cloud boat, and the person leading the team was the same as Qi Yunlong, wearing a golden three-clawed python robe, and there was a sharp edge around him, like a sheathed sword. This person is the younger brother of Wu Guoyan, the strength of the half-step Jaden realm of the king of Wu, Han Anfei, cultivating the Wu royal family offensive, Rujin Jiaolong Gong. Brother Shaho. Han Anfei hugged his fist. Brother Chiba. Elder Lan. 5. King Yan. Ni Zhuang Master. Elder Wei. Later, Sha Haodian greeted with the great elder of Yanyang sect, Donggu Cheni, the grand elder of Lanyu Pavilion, Lan Fengqing, the king of Yan, Ni Fengyan, the new owner of the Wind and Thunder Mountain Villa, and Wei Wanson, the grand elder of the Water Dragon Hall. These people are either the real power of the state or the great elders of the sect, and their strength is half a foot into the Jaden realm. The 8 major 7-rank forces can be described as very tacit, and the people sent out are similar in terms of identity and strength, and the disciples they carry are similar, respectively, the top 10 core disciples, the top 10 inner disciples, and the top 20 outer disciples. The sect's Jaden realm combat power did not rush out. After all, now that the Earth sect has revived, no one knows when it may attack the door. With the experience of the giant barbarian sect, even the 7-rank sect and the dynasty are very careful and leave their core strength in their hometown. If it weren't for the birth of the king's mausoleum this time, and the 6-rank forces behind it, maybe even these people would not come. However, because of the information from the forces behind the 6 products, let these forces know that the mausoleum of the Double Jeopardy King is mostly false, and the harvest that can be obtained is comparable to the mausoleum of the strong in the Divine Mansion realm, so the mentality is maintained very well. The big guys greeted each other through the cloud boat, and the ordinary power disciples and scattered cultivators below did not dare to speak, so they listened carefully. You are Zhao Qian's eldest son Zhao Shui. Sha Haodian's eyes became sharp, and he finally locked on the penultimate cloud boat. This cloud boat belongs to Zhao Guo, and on the deck stands a middle-aged man, wearing a 4-clawed earth python robe, with the momentum of a mountain on his body, giving people a feeling of looking up to the mountains. I've seen Shaho Guoyan. Year. Zhao Qian arched his hand. You dare to come to my territory to cross the country. Shaho Tianyu's eyes were glazed, and flames appeared out of thin air around his body, condensing into a fire dragon more than 10 feet long in the blink of an eye, staring at Zhao Qinhu. Within a radius of 100 zhang, the temperature suddenly increased, with the coercion of the brilliant scorching sun. Is this the power of the real person in the Jaden realm? It's hard to breathe. 35. It's that the other side is not targeting us. 35. If he strikes us, we can't even stop it. Shish. The legendary biographies of all kinds of strong people are often circulated among the people. Flying away from the sky, opening mountains and cracking rocks, it is only a trail. Chasing the wind and catching the moon, the hand can pick the stars, that is the supreme strong. But for the absolute majority of ordinary people, it is out of reach. But those who can really see the strong shot and still survive are a few after all. At this time, feeling the coercion of the real people of the Jaden realm, even the great cultivators of the transformation spirit realm had a lot of hearts and raised the spirit of 120,000 points. Why don't you dare? Zhao Qian took a step, and an earth-based dragon circled out around him, carrying the weight of the mountain. Could it be that my father was indeed killed by your Shaho royal family who shot a trap? Rumors say that Xiahou Jing fell. Originally I believed 7 points, and thought it was a conspiracy of the Earth sect. When you look at Xiahou Dian now, you are still alive, but you have to put a question mark on this matter. Zhao Qian's implication is that Xiahou Tian has been passing on the news of his death for decades, and as a result, he is still alive and well. Perhaps Xiahou Jing's death is also a conspiracy. This is a thoughtful statement. At least the other 8 leaders of the 7-rank forces all looked pensive. Presumptuous, Xiahou Dian shouted angrily, and the momentum of his whole body poured out, and the air burned, undisguised. His original intention was to confront Zhao Good, Zhao Qian, show their strength tacitly, and let some ambitious people restrain some careful thoughts. Now the resurgence of the earthly sect is an eventful autumn. But Zhao Qian's behavior of splashing dirty water really makes people angry. The peak of the 3 turns of the Jaden realm. Many people sensed Xiahou Dian's true strength, and their faces changed. This Xiahou family is really deeply hidden. Humph. 35. In the face of Xiahou Dian's oppression, Zhao Shui did not give in, and a mountain force rose up and merged into the Earth Dragon. Wah! The Earth Dragon roared, easily blocking Xiahou Tian's coercion. Zhao Shui's strength was also undoubtedly revealed. The Jaden realm turned, but I understood the general trend. There are quite a few people frowning. Zhao Guo is also very deeply hidden, and there is actually a real person in the Jaden realm, and he comprehends the general trend. In other words, Zhao Shui and Xiahou Jing are very similar, and Xiahou Dian and Zhao Qian are very similar. 2 countries have turned a corner. Boom, boom. Just when everyone thought that a big battle was about to break out, a phoenix roar came from afar, accompanied by the momentum of the scorching sun, intervening in the confrontation between Xiahou Dian and Zhao Qian's momentum, instantly annihilating the momentum on the 2 of them. Immediately after, everyone felt that the night began to dissipate and the light returned to the earth. Countless people looked towards the source of the light, and suddenly showed incredible expressions. That's Suzaku. Suzaku on someone. 41%. Chapter 163 shocked the audience, the only protagonist on the scene. Subscription required. Boom. The night is reflected into light, and the clouds are reflected in a red light, which quickly separates like melting ice and snow. Under the gaze of everyone, a giant beast flapped its wings, with a chicken head, a swallow chin, a snake neck, a fish tail. The whole body was red, and the surface of the body burned with endless flames. Suzaku. Everyone recognized the identity of this huge bird and beast, and a terrifying wave was set off in their hearts, which could not be calmed. The Suzaku clan had a murderer emperor in 200,000 years. In the past 200,000 years, it has been lost in the ancient era, and only the human race has produced a great emperor, but there have also been countless quasi-emperors in the Suzaku clan, and it is a family of extremely powerful holy beasts. How noble should the identity of the person who rides Suzaku be? Xiahou Dian and Zhao Shui are both real people in the Jaden realm, but the momentum of their confrontation collided, but they couldn't withstand the scream of the Suzaku. Well, no, that's not Suzaku. Ni Fengyan and the others were the first to react. The giant beast Suzaku in the sky exuded the majesty of the peak of the Jaden realm, but it had no momentum. Suzaku is a family of holy beasts, coercing 10,000 birds. How can it not have momentum? There is only one answer. This is not a living thing. It's Zhang Chushuan. 39. Yi Qingyu, the sect master of the Qingyun sword sect, was the first to react, and his voice revealed surprise. The Qingyun sword sect is originally a sect, and in the territory of the Yu kingdom, it is closer to the Lanyu pavilion than the Yu royal family, and sitting in the Qingyun mansion is also closer to the interests of the Lanyu pavilion. But because the whole sect cultivates swords and has a tough heart, the entire sect of Qingyun sword sect is not keen on power struggles. The Qingyun sword sect is the 3rd-ranked force in the Yu kingdom, but it is outside a certain vortex. Now, Yi Qingyu comprehended the sword power. Although he was only a strong person in the late stage of the transformation spirit realm, his strength of 173 was 1 point stronger than that of a half-step Jaden realm strongman, and it was not a force to resist in the face of ordinary Jaden realm real people. And all this originated from Zhang Chushuan. Nowadays, compared to the Yu royal family and the Lanyu pavilion, the Qingyun sword sect is closer to the Zhang family in Qingchuan province. What's more, the Zhang family and the Qingyun sword sect will soon become in-laws. That's a beast. Suzaku beast. Looking at the coercion, it should be the highest grade or even the highest quality, comparable to the real person of the Jaden realm. Who is this person? It's really ill-informed. This person is Zhang Chushuan. 9. Zhang Chushuan, the most well-informed and powerful bigwigs on the cloud boat, wanted to react the most, and guess the identity of the person on their back through the Suzaku beast. Their discussion was not deliberately hidden, so the crowd below also learned the real situation. But even if the Jaden Realm Electric Valve Suzaku became the Earth Tier Beast Suzaku, it did not change these people's worship and respect for Zhang Chushuan. It's Zhang Chushuan. There were rumors that he was there during the day, but I didn't expect him to come. The Earth-level beast Suzaku is much larger than Yunzhou, and it has the destructive power of the Jaden Realm, and Old Master Zhang is even more windy than the 10-7 rank forces. 5. The 10-7 rank forces are finalizing Old Master Zhang. I heard that Old Master Zhang comprehended the sword intent, and I don't know if the combat strength is stronger or weaker than that of Xiahou Guoyan and Zhao Shui Guoyan. Only by comprehending the artistic conception can you break through the king, and it can also be understood that the king can control the artistic conception. I think Old Man Zhang is unfathomable. Quote. Even if you don't enter the king's mausoleum today, you have no regrets seeing this scene. The crowd was talking, and the discussion was all about Zhang Chushuan. As soon as Zhang Chushuan appeared, he stole the limelight of the 10-7 pin forces and became the most beautiful boy in the audience. It felt like 10 A-list celebrity fans were tearing each other, discussing, and comparing, but suddenly a Uranus superstar boss appeared. Fans exclaimed, and then were surprised to find that everyone had the same heavenly king idol. Suzaku descended, coercing the 10 major 7 rank forces, and this scene was deeply reflected in everyone's minds. Boom. At this time, suddenly there was a sound of wind and thunder. Everyone saw Ni Fengyan, who was originally on the cloud boat, rise up against the wind, thunder in his palm, and attacked Zhang Chushuan. There are black clouds in the sky, and thunder helps. This scene startled everyone. This Ni Fengyan is crazy, and actually shot at Zhang Chushuan. Did he fight? Zilong, just press down. This kid is saying hello. A chuckle sounded on Suzaku's back, and it should be Zhang Chushuan speaking. Without waiting for everyone to understand what he meant by this, everyone saw a fire phoenix on the back of the Suzaku beast that was much smaller in size, but not weaker than Suzaku in the slightest, flying out, with a bang sound. Wah! The fire phoenix suddenly swelled after approaching Ni Fengyan's side, and after its body became larger, it was pressed down with a mouth, and then it fell like an empty place below. In the body of the fire phoenix, the thunder continued to dissipate, and Ni Fengyan used all his strength to resist with difficulty, but he was completely unable to break free. Boom! The fire phoenix fell to the ground and exploded with a bang. For a time, smoke and dust were everywhere, the ground shook, and the fire was everywhere. The powerful shock wave spread out in all directions, blowing countless people to the ground, but nothing more. Lean, it hurts Lao Su. Ni Fengyan's scolding sounded in the smoke. Bastard Zhang Chushuan, after hiding for so many years, he finally gave up, and as soon as he came out, he taught Lao Su a lesson. Quote. Didn't you ask for it yourself? Zhang Chushuan laughed. Cut, you let the real person of the Jaden realm beat me. Of course I can't beat me, but your words. How are my words? Without waiting for Ni Fengyan to speak, Zhang Chushuan interrupted him. In the next moment, the scene changed. The nearby aura was attracted by a certain force, rotating and converging, easily blowing away the smoke generated by the explosion, and the reddest condensed into a knife chi of tens of Zhang, stopping in front of Ni Fengyan. Whoosh! Airplanes. Buzz. All the people on the scene with sabers vibrated with the handle of the saber at their waists, and finally flew out, scattered to the ground, and made a trembling sound. It all happens between electric light and flint. When everyone came over, they saw Ni Fengyan, the young owner of the Wind and Thunder Mountain Villa, a half-step Jaden Realm boss, and his legs seemed to be trembling. Brother Zan, I was wrong. Ni Fengyan said with a trembling voice. He had no doubt that if that knife chi fell, he would die. If you are unlucky, you have to be dispersed. This Nima, I'm not just kidding, as for doing this to me. Bastard Zhang Chushuan, used to bully me with a high IQ. Later, with the grace of saving his father, he let his father educate himself every day. Well, now you can send a random subordinate to educate him. Even Zhang Chushuan's own strength can hang him. He's so hard. Long memory, Fengyan. Zhang Chushuan's voice came slowly, making Ni Fengyan thoroughly recall the fear of being dominated. The knife chi dissipated violently, and those knife weapons that flew out spontaneously flew back to their original owners as if they had spirits. Only then did everyone come back to their senses. Shish. What just happened? Ni Fengyan of Wind Thunder Mountain Villa is proficient in the art of wind and thunder. His attack speed is matchless. He once used half-step Jaden Shu as the early stage fierce beast of the reverse battlefield stage, and he was defeated by a move just now. How does the person who casts the Fire Phoenix feel more powerful than Shahu and Zhao Guoyan? And that person seems to be just Old Master Zhang's subordinate. A strong man in the Jaden realm. I heard that Old Man and Mrs. Zhang captured a strong man of the Jaden realm a few days ago. Hey, doesn't that mean that the Zhang family has at least 2 Jaden realms and are still strong in this realm? Don't forget the means that Old Master Zhang himself showed just now. I feel that I can cut off Ni Xiaozhuang Master at will. I am afraid that it is also Jaden's combat strength. You guys seem to have forgotten that Suzaku Beast. Then Ni Xiaozhuang is not crazy and actually provokes Patriarch Zhang. What a provocation. I'm afraid you don't know the relationship between Ni Xiaozhuang Master and Patriarch Zhang. What relationship? Do you know that Patriarch Zhang has the title of Ghost Fox Soldier Demon? A person exclaimed, his heart shocked. And the people of the 10 major 7-rank forces on the cloud boat reacted faster than them, thought more than ordinary people, and understood the horror of Zhang Chushuan and the Zhang family better. The mere surface strength analysis is even stronger than any of them. But they didn't know that Zhang Chushuan also had 2 frightening salamander swords behind his back, and with sword intent, he was invincible in the Jaden realm. The Zhang family has long been a well-deserved first in Nanyangzhou. I've seen you. 9. The Suzaku beast slowly fell, and finally stayed at a position 3 feet higher than the 10 cloud boats. Zhang Chushuan put his hands behind his back and looked down at the crowd. On the cloud boat, no one showed displeasure, not even Xia Haodian and Zhao Shui. Strength is everything. I've seen Patriarch Zhang. At this time, Zhang Chushuan's status in Nanyangzhou is definitely comparable to the lord of the 10 7-pin forces, and even with strength, the people who lead the team of the 10 parties and 7-pin forces on the scene are very tacit, without any communication, but they all hand over to Zhang Chushuan. The 10 major forces that originally clashed and fought against each other died down for a while with the arrival of Zhang Chushuan. It felt like a leaderless wolf pack was fighting for food when suddenly a tiger rushed in. Xia Haodian and Zhao Shui didn't seem to have a conflict. The scene fell into a strange calm. Boom. At this moment, the portal in front of the king's mausoleum suddenly bloomed and then opened. The quaint voice of the Double Jeopardy king came from it. The mausoleum is open. If you want me to inherit it, if you are qualified, you can enter. 41%. Chapter 164. Sitting firmly on the Daoyutai platform, the great harvest will automatically arrive. Subscription required. Those who cultivate above the incarnation spirit realm are not allowed to enter. Those who cultivate below the gathering spirit realm and are under the age of 18 can enter. If you cultivate below the gathering spirit realm, below the spirit gathering realm, and the age is not more than 36, you can enter. If you cultivate above the spirit transformation realm and below the Jaden realm, you can enter if you are no older than 72. The voice of the Shuangzhi king is simple and strong, coming from the mausoleum portal, resounding in 100 miles of land, as if through a long river of time, long and eternal. The conditions mentioned by the Double Jeopardy king have long been known to everyone. Only at this time, no one took the first step. Everyone was looking at Zhang Chushuan. Invisibly, he became the one who gave orders on the spot. What are you watching me do? Zhang Chushuan faintly laughed, waved casually. Prick. A whirlwind swept by, as if piercing through space, and fell in front of the door. The whirlwind disappeared, revealing 2 figures. It was Zhang Yangfeng and Chu Yun. The portal shot out a light that enveloped the two, and the light flashed and disappeared. My people have already gone in, feel free. Zhang Chushuan's flat voice sounded. Everyone below looked at each other and did not return to their senses for a while. The people of the 10 directions and 7 pins forces were relieved. The elders of the leading brigade and the Wang Yi alliance of all parties urged, disciples under the door, enter. 35. In an instant, countless disciples who cultivated in the late or middle stage of the spirit transformation realm, or at the peak of the gathering spirit realm and the peak of the refining body realm, fell from the cloud boat and swept towards the portal by various means. These people are the strongest or most talented group of people in the 7-rank force, and they are worth taking an adventure in the king's mausoleum to seize the resources of the divine mansion realm. It's just that these people don't know that although the ordinary resources contained in the king's mausoleum here are only at the highest level of the divine mansion realm, there is a truly valuable inheritance in them. If there are people who have experienced the opening of the tombs of the double kings in other states, they can see the clue at a glance. Rush. 35. To meet the opening of the king's mausoleum is an opportunity to descend, and it must be taken. 35. This time, my Lu family will definitely be able to rise. When the children of the 10 major 7-rank forces all entered the king's mausoleum, some qualified scattered cultivators, and some children of the 8-rank and 9-pin family sects located near Yunbei County, also followed. Everyone wants to fight. Soon, only the unqualified ones left in this heaven and earth were just to come to see the lively scattered cultivators, the elders of the 8-rank and 9-pin family sects to protect the juniors, and the high level of the 7-rank forces. These high-level people are all at the peak of the transformation spirit realm, half-step Jaden realm powerhouses, and many of them are even over 100 years old, and they are not qualified to enter. Brother Zan, why don't you go in? Ni Fengyan cast his body and landed on the back of the Suzaku beast, and asked while being surprised. Zhang Chushuan is only 65 years old and is eligible to enter the king's mausoleum. Those nearby who had been paying attention to Zhang Chushuan's 7-pin forces pricked up their ears when they heard Ni Fengyan's question. This is also the doubt in their hearts. It stands to reason that with Zhang Chushuan's strength, there will definitely be no less gain from entering the king. The harvest comparable to the true monarch mausoleum of the divine mansion realm is enough for ordinary forces to have the resources to transform into a 7-rank force, and with the ability shown by Zhang Chushuan, it may be able to bring the Zhang family to the 6th rank level, the level they dream of. Didn't you go in too? Zhang Chushuan looked at this cheap little brother with a funny face. Ni Fengyan is a person of great affection and righteousness. This is Zhang Chushuan's own judgment, and it is also because in the past 35 years, Ni Fengyan has come to Lingxia town more than once to find him, hoping that he can move to the territory of Fengali Mountain Villa so that it is convenient to cover him. If it weren't for Nangong Mushui's body being frozen in the ground ice spirit spring, he might have agreed a long time ago. In the end, it was because of Yi Feng's memory. In Yi Feng's memory, after the Yanwang dynasty became a 3rd-rank force, there were 10 major war generals. One of the generals is Ni Fengyan, known as General Fengyan, and the Fengyan Legion in his hands ranks among the top 5 in the Yanwang dynasty. Until the opening of the Imperial dynasty, this Ni Fengyan still mixed with him Zhang Chushuan, and could also mix with him Zhang Chushuan, which shows that whether it is quality or talent, it is quite good. This little brother is much better than the white-eyed wolf Shaho family. You're here, I'm sure I'm following you. Ni Fengyan used a kind of, you think I'm stupid. Looked at Zhang Chushuan. Back then, Zhang Chushuan's image of being a wise and close demon was too profound, and later he used the strength of the refining body realm to affect the Feng Thunder Mountain Village Jaden realm level. Horror, these 2 words are the label that Ni Fengyan attached to Zhang Chushuan. You're such an idiot. The corner of Zhang Chushuan's mouth twitched, and he didn't say these 5 words after all. He didn't go in, not because he wasn't interested in the resources inside, but because he was sure that he could get 80% of the resources and the most precious king inheritance. This morning, after helping Chu Tenur recover her memory and awaken the holy body, several things happened. First, Bai Tenur was too arrogant and proud, and took out a drop of essence blood after the success of the Fire Phoenix Nirvana Holy Body Nirvana to Zhang Chushuan, indicating that it was a reward for finding shelter. Zhang Chushuan did not reject this drop of Eucharistic Nirvana Essence Blood, and turned it into 10 drops of Dacheng Fire Phoenix Nirvana Holy Essence Blood with a 100-fold reward. At that time, he almost couldn't resist asking for Quasi-Emperor blood, but in the end, he thought about it. After swallowing the Green Dragon Heart, the Quasi-Emperor blood is not as useful as 10 drops of Holy Body Dacheng blood. Second, Zhang Chushuan gave a drop of Holy Body Dacheng Essence Blood to Zhao Yun, who relied on the Essence Blood and this Gathering Spirit Array and Spirit Stone to successfully break through to the Jaden realm and comprehend the 100 birds towards the Phoenix Spear intent. At this time, although Zhao Yun was only a real person in the Jaden realm, if he used gun intent, he could also do it by crossing the rank to kill the strong of the ordinary God Mansion realm. Not defeat. Zhao Yun's physique has also been further improved. Third, Zhang Chushuan bathed one of the drops of Dacheng Holy Body Essence Blood to the beast Suzaku Central Hubmu, so that it had the meaning of Suzaku Soul Intent, not only upgraded to the top of the earth level, but also had the possibility of continuing to transform. Only Zhang Chushuan could find some materials. Once Zhang Chushuan succeeds, the beast Suzaku is likely to turn into a real creature, but the body is an alternative machine. 0 asking for flowers. The last thing was that Lord Fu told him that he had explored this tomb of the Double Kings. This tomb of kings, like many fake tombs in Nanling Zuiyu, is also a fake tomb on the outside. But as an emperor-level formation and refining master in front of him, Fu Master easily saw through the special formation hidden in this fake tomb, triggered to teleport, and then entered the center of the king's mausoleum. When you reach the center, you can have control of this king's mausoleum, converge it, and turn it into a spatial treasure. In the center there is also a halberd and a gun left by the Double Jeopardy king. This halberd is a royal weapon, with a royal weapon spirit, with its own marksmanship and halberd law inheritance, with special gun intent and halberd intent to cover. Zhang Chushuan knew that in the original trajectory, Chu Yun inherited 2 royal weapons by himself, mastered 2 artistic conceptions, and finally integrated marksmanship and halberd methods to create his own set of marksmanship. It can be seen from this that although Chu Yun is absolutely right, he prefers to use a gun. Zhang Chushuan then asked Zhang Yangfeng to follow Chu Yun in, and when the time came, it would be better for the two to accept an inheritance. As for Zhang Chushuan himself, Zhang Yangfeng and Chu Yun, as his own grandsons and regular apprentices, can inherit everything on each other with synchronization skills. Zhang Yangfeng and Chu Yun have it, he can have it. So why did he go into the king's mausoleum? Have you ever played home with a group of kids? But these things, there is no need to tell Ni Fengyan. I don't have the idea of competing with juniors. Zhang Chushuan said lightly. I let my grandson and apprentice in, it's enough. Okay. Ni Fengyan didn't ask more, and turned his gaze to Zhao Yun. Brother Zan, this is the strong man who just overturned me with one move. Well, his name is Zhao Yun, Zilong, and he is my general. Zhang Chushuan did not shy away from admitting directly. And the 2 words of the general made the eyes of many people on the scene become subtle. Those who are called this are generally outstanding generals of the army. Is Zhang Chushuan trying to build an army? If the Zhang family really wants to build an army, then the situation is somewhat intriguing. Click. 35. Sha Haodian's hands couldn't help but clench, making a crisp sound. If the Zhang family trains out the army, what they want to do, he doesn't need to guess that he knows it. It seems that Kagami has raised an incredible dog. Sha Haodian's eyes were gloomy, and he didn't know what he was thinking. Afterwards, Zhang Chushuan and Ni Fengyan chatted sentence by sentence. Ni Fengyan also knew that the occasion was not right, and he was not asking about business. Time passed slowly, and soon it was the early hours of the morning. In front of the portal, someone has already been teleported out and brought out the message in the mausoleum. At this time, Zhang Chushuan keenly noticed that the family plate and the master and apprentice plate had changed a little. Is it passed on? A smile appeared at the corner of Zhang Chushuan's mouth. Then, his eyes froze, and the spiritual power comparable to the divine mansion realm spread around, and it was easy to lock in a direction. Sure enough, the 5 ghost generals. The real drama is finally about to begin. River. 42%. Chapter 165. The Son of Luck does not make trouble, or is it still the Son of Luck? Ask for a subscription. Patriarch. Zhang Chushuan. Family grade. 8 products. Family members. Zhang Chushuan. Half-step Jaden. Nangong Mushui. The middle stage of the spirit realm. Works related. Hostile forces. Lin Dynasty, 5 great powers. Personal disciple. Chu Yun. Name. Chu Yun. Race. Terran. Constitution. None. Strength. 11 layers of the refining body realm. Exercises. Ying Long Wang Dian. Weapon. Yan Prison Gun King Weapon. Martial arts. Yan Prison 9 styles. Ability. Gun position beginner. Name. Zhang Yangfeng. Race. Terran. Constitution. None. Strength. Early stage of the gathering spirit realm. Exercises. Ying Long Wang Dian. Weapon. Golden Halberd King Weapon. Martial arts. Golden Prison 9 styles. Ability. Half-step sword intent, halberd force consummation. After a long absence, there is a sense of substitution. Synchronous works are related, and the works are all related to the back. Yan Prison Spear, Golden Prison Halberd, are these the 2 king weapons of the double absolute king? Bring your own martial arts Yan Prison 9 style and Golden Prison 9 style, 1 style and 1 order. Relying on inheritance, Chu Yun instantly comprehended the gun momentum, but later he could let Zhao Yun take him for a while and quickly raise the gun momentum. Yan, 177, Peak originally comprehended the half-step sword intent, and directly reached the level of realizing a dream after mastering the halberd momentum. Yes, it's all mine now. Zhang Chushuan opened the virtual panel and viewed the situation of Zhang Yangfeng and Chu Yun through the family section, knowing the information of the 2 well. The two of them had obviously accepted the inheritance, and he also delayed, directly using the synchronization skill to copy everything. In this way, it is equivalent to him accepting the two inheritances of the double Supreme King, but it is the same as the original Chu Yun. Through the synchronization skill, he can add these gains to the children of the family, and can carry forward the inheritance of the double Jedi King to the extreme. Double Absolute King, don't thank me. 35. The corners of Zhang Chushuan's mouth were slightly upturned. And this scene happened to be seen by Ni Fengyan, and the whole person suddenly shivered. This familiar feeling, the ghost fox old thief is bound to trap people again. Grandpa, it's Sha Hoxi, she's there. On the cloud boat of the Shaho family, Shaho Long was originally nestled inside the cloud boat, and for no reason he felt a palpitation, so he came outside. As soon as he walked to Sha Haodian's side, he found Yi Shi beside Zhang Chushuan, and a strange blood red appeared on his pale face. The Earth-level extreme beast Suzaku and Zhang Chushuan must be the focus of the audience, and Yi Shi is a stunning beauty, and being able to follow Zhang Chushuan is definitely attracting attention, and it is difficult not to be noticed. Sha Hoxi. Sha Haodian frowned. He did not appear in these years. It is not a fall, but the situation is similar, because the cultivation exercises in those years caused fatal hidden dangers in the meridians, and he could only freeze and recuperate. That is, Shaho Jing was killed a few days ago, and the 3 souls and 7 spirits in his spirit were lost, and Jin Dan was nowhere to be seen, only one body of essence and blood was still there. The royal family allowed him to absorb this essence blood before the hidden danger was lifted and he was able to return to his activities. It was also at that time that he knew what Sha Hujing had done over the years, and he couldn't wait to destroy this villain with his own hands. They come and go from time to time, and they have a purple myrtle phoenix body, which can carry the luck of the country and have all kinds of incredible abilities. As a result, this reverse son actually wanted to use evil techniques to graft Sha Hoxi's physique to Sha Holong, a waste son, because of his preference for sons, thus forcing a half-step Jaden realm strongman of the diehard royal family to die, forcing a virtuous concubine to death, and finally forcing away the Zui Phoenix body. Sha Haodian hated himself for not shooting this bastard son against the wall. But at this point, Shaho Jing died, and turned into nourishment for his resurrection. Sha Hoxi's side has completely formed a mortal enemy, and the relationship can only be hostile. No matter how much he regrets it, he can only think about Sha Holong. Zui Phoenix body. Sha Haodian's gaze turned towards Sha Hushi, and greed flashed in his eyes. If Sha Holong can obtain the Zui Phoenix body, even if it is weakened to the level of the royal body, as long as the Shaho family does their best to cultivate, within 100 years, it will definitely be able to pile up a Jaden realm peak powerhouse, or even a divine mansion realm strongman. At that time, the Yu kingdom will dominate Nanyangzhou, and Shaho Jing will be promoted to the 6th rank and open up the dynasty, all of which can be done. And at that time, he will also have a glimpse of the divine mansion realm. But what is the relationship between this traitor and Zhang Chushuan? Sha Haodian's gaze moved to Zhang Chushuan, and a trace of jealousy flashed in his eyes. Zhang Chushuan himself is extremely strong, and the power he shows is even stronger than the 10 major 7-rank forces in Nanyangzhou, and it is not that he can deal with the royal family. Wait, could it be? Thinking of a certain possibility, Sha Haodian's back broke out in a cold sweat. Zhao Yun is dressed in armor and dressed as a military general, and Zhang Chushuan also calls him a general. Sha Hoxi has a Zui Phoenix body, which can withstand the national fortune and enjoy endless growth. Could it be that Zhang Chushuan is not satisfied with the family and intends to replace the Yu kingdom? 10,000 years of family, 1,000 years of dynasty. But any family that has the opportunity to go further will not be willing to submit to others. Zhang Chushuan, the Zhang family, can have such a strong strength background, it is definitely not overnight. Perhaps, Zhang Chushuan has had this idea since a long time ago. Nanyangzhou is a place of chess battles, and if Zhang Chushuan really has that mind, he will definitely not be satisfied with just replacing the Yu kingdom. So his target may be the whole of Nanyangzhou. Sha Haodian's thoughts turned quickly, and he guessed part of Zhang Chushuan's plan correctly. But after thinking about this, he was no longer afraid, and his eyes flashed. If Zhang Chushuan is determined to be in Nanyangzhou, it will not be a good thing for me and other 10 7-rank forces, and even for the 6-rank forces that support us behind our backs and hope to swallow Nanyangzhou alone. Perhaps, I can convince them. 35. Destroying the Zhang family is to destroy a major hidden danger in my Yu country. I can give up my interests, as long as I get Sha Hoxi in secret. In the end, it was someone who had been the king of a country. Shahoutian's mind quickly formed a plan. It was at this moment that a seemingly perfect opportunity suddenly fell into his hands. Operator. In front of the king's mausoleum, a figure appeared again, accompanied by miserable screams. Everyone fixed their eyes and found that a white-robed young man was teleported out. His face was pale, and his left arm was actually cut off by Chigan. Qinglin. On Qi Guianzhou, the leading prince Qi Yunlong's expression suddenly changed, and his figure flashed to the side of the young man with a broken arm. Qinglin, who did it? Qi Yunlong took out a pill and quickly subdued it to Qi Qinglin. His face was blue with iron, and a murderous intent appeared in his eyes. Qi Qinglin is his only son, and he is also the strongest person in the Qi country this time, and he has the mid-stage cultivation of the transformation spirit realm. In order to let Qi Qinglin enter the king's mausoleum to obtain resources, he spent a lot of money. But now, Qi Qinglin, who he regarded as proud and had the hope of fulfilling his wish, had his arm broken. How could he bear this? Father. After swallowing the pill, Qi Qinglin's face suddenly looked much better. But for Qi Yunlong's question, he wanted to stop talking, and seemed to dare not say the answer. How? Is there anyone else who I Qi Guojia? Qi Yunlong sneered. He Qi Kingdom is worthy of being the strongest among the 10 major forces, and there are 2 Jaden Realm real people on the surface, one of whom has reached 6 revolutions. If it weren't for the internal struggle with the Kanghai sect, this Nanyang prefecture would have been unified long ago. Who do you need to be afraid of? Even if a disciple of the Kanghai sect dared to fight with Qi Qinglin, he definitely did not dare to break his arm. But halfway through the words, Qi Yunlong realized that there really seemed to be someone on the scene who had the guts. Is it Zhang Chushuan's grandson and disciple? There were many people on the scene who had fast brain teasers, and when they saw Qi Qinglin's expression, they all threw meaningful glances towards Zhang Chushuan. A hint of surprise flashed in Shahoutian's eyes. If it was really the Zhang family who made a grudge against Qi Yunlong, he could completely operate a wave. Is it the Zhang family? Qi Yunlong's complexion changed for a while. But the doting heart for his son still made him decide to be sure. Qi Qinglin nodded. Good. Qi Yunlong took a deep breath and looked up at Zhang Chushuan. Zhang Daoyu, I have nothing to say about the fight between peers, but is it inevitable that the people of your Zhang family are too cruel? This is to prepare to support his own son. 35. Zhang Chushuan's gaze condensed slightly, turning into a substantial sword intent, and coercively pressed down. In an instant, Qi Yunlong only felt that his whole body was locked by countless sword qi, and it seemed that he could be slashed by 1,000 knives in the next moment. The gap is so big. A trace of cold sweat slipped from Qi Yunlong's forehead, and he hurriedly shouted, Zhang Daoyu, my father is only one step away from the late 4.4 stage of the Jaden realm, and the water dragon is powerful. Do you have to make a mortal enemy with my Qi country? I'm just asking for an explanation. If you are weak with a gun, how different is it from that evil sect? Afraid that Zhang Chushuan would do it, Qi Yunlong may not have spoken so fast in his life. This situation caused the expressions of some people who were watching to change slightly. Want an explanation? Zhang Chushuan sneered with a sneer in his voice and slowly spoke. Your son is not a peer of my grandson. 35. My grandson Yangfeng is not yet 16 years old this year, and his strength is in the middle of the gathering spirit realm. My apprentice Chu Yun's strength is even the peak of the refining body realm. Your son's arm was severed in the middle of the incarnation realm, and you asked me to explain. 55. As soon as these words came out, the scene suddenly fell silent. Everyone showed shocked expressions. Qi Yunlong was stunned for a moment, ignoring even the threat of sword intent, turned his head to look at Qi Qinglin and asked, the other party is only in the middle of the gathering spirit realm. Yes. 35. Qi Qinglin wanted to cry without tears and said, I thought they were weak, but they were cut down by a knife. Qi Yunlong. Bullying the small with big and bullying the weak with guns, but being abused. Nima, the man of lousy. 42%. Chapter 166 Successfully packing the entire king's mausoleum, subscription required. You were defeated by a young man in the gathering spirit realm who was less than 20 years old. Qi Yunlong looked at Qi Qinglin in disbelief. Yes. Qi Qinglin's whole face turned red, and he said in shame, the other party really only has mid-stage cultivation in the gathering spirit realm, but with only one sword, he cut off my arm. This incident is very shameful to say, but there were countless people present at that time, and it is impossible to hide it. But, how is that possible? Qi Yunlong believed that Qi Qinglin did not speak, but he couldn't believe it even more. Qi Qinglin has been cultivated by the top resources of the royal family since he was a child, and he often personally guides, although he does not have any special physique, but now he also has the mid-stage cultivation of the transformation spirit realm, and has defeated the long-famous great cultivator of the late stage of the transformation spirit realm, and has the ability to leapfrog the battle. With such strength, how could it be defeated by a teenager who crossed a big step? Could it be that the other party is a legendary body? Prince Qi, what Qi Qinglin said is the truth. At this time, a beam of light shot out from the portal of the king's mausoleum and fell to Qi Qinglin's side, turning into a shadow. Exener, Lan Fang, the great elder of the Blue Rain Pavilion, changed his eyes slightly, and his figure flashed to Qian Ying's side, looking up and down. Lan Exener is Lan Muzi's daughter, the young pavilion master of the Blue Rain Pavilion, with a medium spirit body, the Water Moon spirit body, and is naturally in line with the Lanyu Pavilion Town Sect skill Lanyu Treasure Book. Have the posture of a true monarch. After Qi Qinglin's arm was cut off, Lan Fengqing was afraid that Lan Exener would also have an accident. Great Elder, I'm fine. Lan Exener shook her head at Lan Fengqing, and smiled. Thanks to the young master of the Zhang family, my current situation cannot be said to be good. Speaking, Lan Exener released her momentum. Lan Fengqing suddenly felt a little pressure, but he was happy in his heart. Exener, you have entered the late stage of the spirit transformation realm. Lan Exener is 25 years old this year, and she has Blue Rain Pavilion dedicated cultivation, plus medium spiritual qualification, plus extremely suitable for the ground tier town sect technique, and only broke through to the middle stage of the transformation spirit realm last month. On the way to cultivation, the more you get to the back, the slower the speed of improvement becomes, and often a breakthrough can have earth-shaking changes. Lan Muzi later asserted that Lan Exener needed 3 to 5 years to break through the late stage of the transformation spirit realm, and it would take another 10 years or so to have the opportunity to break through the peak of the transformation spirit realm, and then look for a collection to break through the Jaden realm. But now, her body is actually firmly in the late stage of the incarnation spirit realm. Lan Exener smiled and nodded, with a hint of surprise in her voice, and said, there are several levels in the king's mausoleum, and those who pass the first 3 levels can find a spirit pool. Thanks to young master Zhang Yangfeng's help, I got a seat, and now my strength has been raised to the peak of the late stage of the transformation spirit realm. When I have a good understanding of the Lanyu Treasure Book, I will be able to break through to the peak of the incarnation spirit realm. 99. Hearing this, Lan Fengqing was overjoyed, and couldn't help but clapped his hands. Good, good. Even if there were no other gains this time, her trip to Lanyu Pavilion was not worth it. Zhang Yangfeng. A strange color appeared in Lan Exener's watery eyes. In fact, she still hasn't said anything. In the king's mausoleum, there will be additional gains in the top 10 of the pass. Zhang Yangfeng was the first person to pass the 3rd level, and also got an auxiliary earth step water attribute exercise, because she spoke a few words on the seed of the transformation spirit pool, and then shared it with her. With that auxiliary exercise, whether it is the combat strength of the enemy, or the usual cultivation speed, or even the success of breaking through the realm, it can be at least doubled. The higher the degree of comprehension of the exercises, the greater the increase. With this technique in hand, Lan Exener is confident that she will break through the Jaden realm within 10 years. Qi Xiaowengyi's arm was cut off, which can be regarded as self-inflicted. 33. Lan Exener's eyes narrowed, and she said in a gentle tone, the Double Jedi King stipulates that only 10 people can use that transformation spirit pool together. Qi Xiaowengye and Yanyang sect Dongguliu are the 11th and 12th to arrive, wanting to forcibly grab the seats of young master Zhang Yangfeng and young master Chu Yun before the opening of the transformation spirit pool, so. The following words, Lan Exener did not say, but everyone understood. Qi Qinglin and Dongguliu are both from the 7-rank forces, Xiao Wangyi and his own disciples, one in the middle stage of the transformation spirit realm, and one in the early stage of the transformation spirit realm. The two felt that Zhang Yangfeng and Chu Yun were bullying, and wanted to make a move to grab the seat, but they were taught a lesson by others. Bastard! Qi Yunlong scolded Qi Qinglin angrily. I don't know if he is angry that Qi Qinglin is bullying, or angry that Qi Qinglin and Zhang Yangfeng's father are of the same generation, and their strength is a whole realm, but they have been taught a lesson. Maybe use both. Zhang Daoyu, look forward to Haihan. Qi Yunlong sighed and arched his hand towards Zhang Chushuan. His actions made Zhang Chushuan take a high look. His son was cut off his arm, but he could hold back his anger and apologize, although there was a reason for his strength. But thinking of his attitude of moving out of the old monarch of Qi before, he obviously did not feel that he had really reached a desperate situation. Then this apology is accompanied by a little sincerity. There is also that Qi Qinglan, although his arm was cut off, he did not show too much resentment and hysteria, but he was more ashamed and depressed. In this fantasy world where everything has to be fought for, this can be said to be quite good. It seems that these two little bunnies have listened to me. Zhang Chushuan felt a little relieved. In the original trajectory, Chu Yun entered the king's mausoleum but offended 9 of the 10 major 7 products, leaving only the Water Dragon Hall. This is also the reason why he chose to worship the Water Dragon Hall later. Although judging by the results, this step is the right step. But judging by behavior, it's stupid. It's easy to kill people, and there are people who are willing to work for themselves. Judging from the fact that Lan Exeter will take the initiative to defend Zhang Yangfeng, this time the two did not make enemies in the world, although this is most likely because of his handsome ancestor town field. Alas, it turned out to be his Zhang Chushuan credit. Zhang Chushuan was a little excited for a while. But then again, Yan Feng, this kid, won't be worried about this Lanyu Pavilion Hope, right? Zhang Chushuan looked at Lan Exeter seriously. The appearance is 7 or 8 points, which is not comparable to the 3 mothers-in-law at home, as well as Yishi and the 2 frightened salamanders beside him, but they are also beautiful. But in terms of Zhang Chushuan's sunshine, Lan Exeter is a little fat, or plump. This kid has a very unique taste. Zhang Chushuan silently commented, nodding towards Qi Yunlong with a quiet face, which is regarded as revealing the matter. Something big is about to happen. Just borrowed to test these 2 fathers and sons. Master Lan Shaoj, I don't know what happened to my unborn nephew. Yanyang sect Grand Elder Donggu Chenyi suddenly asked, with uneasiness in his expression. Donggu Liu is his nephew, Lan Exeter mentioned just now. Qi Yunlong was cut off an arm, what about Donggu Liu? Donggu Liu. Lan Exeter's lips moved, but before she could answer, a large area of light suddenly shot out from the portal of the king's mausoleum, falling to the open space in front of her, turning into the figures of scattered cultivators and royal disciples of the sect. Looking at it, it can be determined that these people are the ones who were previously qualified to enter the mausoleum. Hey, how did I get out? Bastard, I'm about to pass a level, and I will be rewarded with a yellow rank top sword technique right away. Rubbish, I'm starting to break the 2nd level. Lin Xuan, you dare to scold me for garbage, you want to fight. Fog grass, how can you control the aura? Is it the peak of the refining body realm? By luck, after passing the 1st level, I got the opportunity to rush the Reiki rush, and open 3 tricks at once. Quote. Envy. But it's just past the 1st level, and the big guys who have passed the 3rd level haven't spoken yet. Yes, I know that there is a mid-stage cultivator of the Gathering Spirit Realm 177 and a peak martial artist of the Refining Body Realm who have broken through the 1st level 3 times, don't use cultivation to speak. Idiot, I don't need to cultivate as a slippery hand, I want to say that those 2 are the grandsons and disciples of Old Master Zhang, of course, their talents are different. Old man Zhang can't move. Zhang Chushuan. This guy is good. Closing parenthesis. The scene suddenly became noisy again. Many people also learned about the situation in the tomb of the king. Overall, there is no danger, the double king has set up 10 levels in it, as long as you break through all of them, you will have a chance to get the inheritance of the king. The test has nothing to do with the realm, only the will to study, the talent for battle, and so on. Each level you pass can be rewarded according to your performance. Those who have the opportunity to participate in the 2nd level can get a chance to infusion Reiki. Those who have the opportunity to participate in the 3rd level can be rewarded with spirit stones. Those who have the opportunity to participate in the 3rd level, the top 10 can enter the spirit pool. In the back, no one knows. Most people are still stuck in the 1st and 2nd levels, and only a few are in the 3rd level. As for those who are breaking through the 4th level, they are all the cores of Lan Exeter's 7-rank forces. But now, for some reason, everything has come out. Boom. At this moment, 2 more figures appeared from the portal and fell into the crowd. It was Zhang Yangfeng and Chu Yun, each holding a halberd and a spear, and their bodies exuded intimidating coercion. The pinnacle of the Gathering Spirit Realm. 108 blood tricks of the Refining Body Realm. Zhang Chushuan saw through the situation of the 2 at a glance. In the sky, the portal of the king's mausoleum suddenly bloomed, and then disappeared out of thin air. However, Zhang Chushuan knew that this portal had been bound to Zhang Yangfeng, and it would not be long before it belonged to him. The king's mausoleum, packed successfully. Then next. Pack everyone here. 42%. Chapter 167 Crisis is coming. 5 ghosts will appear, a fierce array. Subscription required. What kind of weapon is that? That breath. 39. King weapon. As soon as Zhang Yangfeng and Chu Yun appeared, they became the focus of the audience. To be precise, everyone was attracted to the weapons in their hands and shocked. Those who cultivate to the gathering spirit realm can't even look directly at these 2 weapons, and their eyes will feel substantial pain. Those who cultivated to reach the gathering spirit realm could barely watch the spiritual energy in their bodies for a long time, but the royal momentum emanating from those 2 weapons made them feel the urge to submit. The great cultivators of the transformation spirit realm could watch at will, but they could also feel the huge sense of oppression coming from these 2 weapons more than the gathering spirit realm, making them feel that their lives were threatened. Definitely a royal weapon. I didn't expect these 2 to be so lucky. Sha Haodian and the others looked salivating. As long as the spiritual weapon reaches the level of the Holy Lord, it will give birth to consciousness and transform into an instrumental spirit, with all kinds of incredible powers. The royal weapon is even more on top of the spiritual weapon, and the spiritual power of the royal weapon is enough to compare with the divine soul of the cultivator of the divine mansion realm, and with the royal weapon, it can play the divine mansion realm level attack. However, before the instrument spirit is transformed into a holy weapon spirit, it can only absorb the spiritual energy autonomously and slowly, and the power of the instrument spirit depends more on the strength of the holder. Although the Saint Lord level instrument spirit can also take the initiative to control and launch attacks, because they do not practice the exercises and their bodies are fixed, they often need to accumulate for a long time before they can launch an attack. Only after reaching the level of the holy weapon, the spirit of the instrument is contaminated with the breath of the saint, and the power of the law of the saint can be cultivated independently and become stronger, so the stronger the saint level spiritual weapon and the king weapon are in the hands of the strong, but they can only be used as whole cards in the hands of the weak. At this time, the royal weapon in the hands of Zhang Yangfeng and Chu Yun, although it feels very imposing, does not have spirituality, and the spirit of the instrument is either annihilated or falls into a deep sleep. These 2 weapons have the power to kill us simply because of tenacity. No matter whether the spirit disappears or sleeps, it is temporarily unable to use the power of the king. You may not be able to grab it. 9. Some people have the idea of snatching in their minds. Even if it is a royal weapon without a spirit, it is a real royal weapon, just like the body of a king without a divine soul. It can be used to smash people and destroy a large number of Saint Lord level powerhouses at will. The outer body of the royal weapon is not damaged. As long as the method is appropriate, it will be easy to nurture the soul of the hard weapon, and then the new owner will use it instead. If the spirit is just sleeping, as long as it is revived, it can still be inherited by the king. If Sha Haodian and the others are not moved, there will be a problem. Even Ni Fengyun would aspire to possess these 2 royal weapons, which would allow him to have the strength to leapfrog and defeat or even obliterate the powerhouses of the Jaden realm. Unfortunately, although everyone coveted the royal weapon, they thought of Zhang Chushuan, thought of the earth-level ultimate organ beast Suzaku, and thought of Zhao Yun, and finally collected their thoughts. This thing is not something they can touch right now. Even the forces behind them cannot be touched. However, the 6-rank forces behind them have the strength to get involved, but because Nanyangzhou is a place of chess battles, it is difficult to send people in. As for the forces of the 5th and 4th products, it is difficult to say. You guys did a good job. Zhang Chushuan praised loudly, and at the same time raised his hand and waved. The sword intent transformed and took Zhang Yangfeng and Chu Yun to fly and return to the back of the beast Suzaku. This scene touched everyone. The materialized sword intent made their souls ache and their divine consciousness retreat, which was very photographable. This is clearly Zhang Chushuan's warning. Few people thought about it myself, and now they became more restrained. No one is absolutely Zhang Chushuan overbearing. If you have the strength, you should do whatever you want. Becoming stronger is not to maintain world peace. Hey, did I do something stupid? Zhang Chushuan found himself stupid. Zhang Yangfeng and Chu Yun were dumbfounded and did not hide the existence of the royal weapon, but directly took it out. Isn't it just listening to him, planning to use it to seduce some people? Fishing law enforcement, tried and tried. Just sift out some necessary troubles. Zhang Chushuan comforted himself in his heart. Lure. When everyone was amazed that the Zhang family was the biggest winner this time, and wondered why the king's mausoleum was closed, Donggu Chenny suddenly let out a roar, and his whole body ignited with flames, turning into a fireball, flashing to the ground like a shooting star, and came to a group of Yanyang sect disciples. These Yanyang sect disciples all turned pale and looked terrified. 10 people gathered around and held up the body of one person. Some people around who have eyesight or outstanding sensing have already sensed a storm approaching and began to retreat towards them. Lure! Lure! Dongko Chiba came to Donggu Lu, his eyes round and bloodshot. His hands couldn't stop shaking, and the flames on his body were fluttering, which showed how unstable his mood was. Duh! The disciples of the Yanyang sect, who were already afraid, became even paler, and several of them couldn't stop trembling. Lure dead. Dongko Chiba finally touched Dongko Ryu's body, and he was sure that he was not wrong with sensing. Dongulu is dead. There is no danger in the king's tomb. Dongulu died, it is only possible to be killed. As for the murderers, thinking about Qi Qinglin's situation and what Lan Exener didn't finish just now, no one on the scene couldn't guess. It must be Zhang Yangfeng. Lure. Donggu Chiba's eyes were bloody and tearful, looking extremely terrifying. In the eyes of outsiders, Dongulu is his nephew. But in fact, Dongulu is he alone, and for special reasons, he is counted on the head of Donggubo, and he claims to be the latter's son. For this reason, Donggu Chiba was the person who favored Dongulu the most in the Yanyang sect, and later Dongulu preferred to be close to him than to be close to Donggubo, and he began to blindly spoil him. The strength of Dongulu is not money, but it was piled up by Donggu Chiba Sheng with pills to achieve the early strength of the transformation spirit realm. If this resource was placed on himself, he might have already broken through the Jaden realm, but he was still happy to do it. In the Yanyang sect, no one dared to offend Dongulu, because Donggu Chenny, who was a law enforcement grand elder, would never punish him, which was also the reason why the disciples of the Yanyang sect were extremely afraid when they discovered Dongulu. They are afraid of being implicated. And their fears are not wrong. My son is dead, why are you still alive? Donggu Chiba hugged Donggu Lu, and the blood eyes swept over the surrounding Yanyang sect, and shot without warning. Boom! The blazing Yang Yan erupted, instantly engulfing all the Yanyang sect disciples, as well as some innocent people who were close to them. When the flames disappeared, everyone was burned by the sun and not even the flying ash was left. Shish! A group of people were immediately frightened by the behavior of Higashiko Chiba. Isn't that too ruthless? This group of Yanyang sect disciples is the core, the leader of the inner and outer gates, and the mainstay of the sect's future. Killing it now may not be obvious, but in a few years, the Yanyang sect is afraid that it will decline because of this. Also, isn't this Dongguliu the only son of Donggubo, the sect master of the Yanyang sect? How is it that in the mouth of Higashiko Chiba, it is his son instead? Countless people smelled gossip, but no one showed it. Otherwise, I don't know what Donggu Chiba, who is now crazy enough to slaughter his own sect's disciples, will do. Zhang Chushuan. Donggu Chiba raised his head to look at Zhang Chushuan, and a murderous intent flashed in his eyes. Dare to erase all the outstanding disciples of the Yanyang sect, wait for my Yanyang sect to come to Lingxia town to settle accounts with you. When the words fell, his whole body burned with blood flames, turning into a stream of flames and fleeing towards the north. Blood flame. This is overdrawing the strength of the body to burst out of the strength of the Jaden realm. What Higashiko Chiba is best at is the belied meteor body method, and I am afraid that no one on the scene can catch up with him at this time. 55. Too ruthless, right, kill all the disciples of the sect, and burn their own life potential, just to escape back to the Yanyang sect and pour dirty water on Zhang Chushuan. 55. Seeing the behavior of Donggu Chenny, Nifengyan and the others were completely shocked. Chiba Higashiko was not crazy. He even knew very clearly that he was not Zhang Chushuan's opponent, so he immediately burned his potential to gain strength and fled. He was venting his personal anger by erasing the disciples of the Yanyang sect, and also to pour dirty water on Zhang Chushuan. When Donggu Chenny returns to the Yanyang sect with Donggu Lu's corpse, he will also die soon. What he said at that time, I am afraid that no one in the Yanyang sect will suspect it. Even if the Yanyang sect later learned that something was wrong, he had to fight Zhang Chushuan to death. This is Donggu Lu died, want to pull the entire Yanyang sect and the Zhang family to be buried. Crazy thief sober. Good. The happiest of the group belonged to Sha Haodian. In this trouble, his plan has another chance. Zhang Chushuan just watched. Many people have their eyes on Zhang Chushuan, wondering what he will do. Collect. With a wave of his hand, Zhang Chushuan drove down the remaining people on the cloud boat that belonged to the Yanyang sect, and then casually put it away. All. Is this collecting loot? My Zhang family, Yu Yanyang sect is not qualified to go. Putting away the cloud boat, Zhang Chushuan looked at Donggu Chiba, who had swept out a few breaths 1,000 miles away, with pity in his eyes. The Zhang family's sphere of influence has an invincible avenue-level realm, which is specially used to pit powerful enemies, and the little Yanyang sect, Zhao Yun, can be destroyed alone, and he is not yet qualified. Not only is it not qualified, but I don't have a chance yet. Zhang Chushuan's eyes narrowed slightly. GA, GA, GA. The villain's exclusive laughter sounded. Countless people at the scene felt cold all over, as if some great terror was about to fall. Boom. 5 black pillars of light rose from around the king's tomb, and they were still clearly visible in this dark night. These 5 pillars of light seemed to have some kind of induction between each other, and soon formed an enchantment. There was a pitch-black flame burning around the periphery of the enchantment. Bang! Donggu Chiba collided with the black flame enchantment under the gaze of countless people. Ah! A miserable scream resounded through this enclosed space. Everyone saw that the orange-red heat around Higashiko Chiba seemed to be dyed and turned into black inflammation. In the black flame, Donggu Chiba let out a series of screams. The whole process lasted half a quarter of an hour. Everyone just watched quietly the whole time. Until Tokoku Chiba and the Donkoryu corpse in his arms did not even have flying ash left. It's terrible. 33. Zhang Chushuan sighed. Originally, it was just death, but now it is better, and the soul is scattered. 39. What a ruthless person. Zhang Yangfeng. Chu Yun. Yi Shi and Bai Tenur. Journal. What is it? What's going on? That thing seems that even Donggu Chiba, who briefly possesses the strength of the Jaden realm, can be burned at will. Big array. The strange atmosphere permeated, and there was a sudden sound of discussion in the crowd. At this moment, 5 groups of pitch-black figures wearing golden robes appeared among the 5 pillars of light. Seeing them, some knowledgeable people suddenly exclaimed. Ghost General. 42%. Chapter 168 Earth Tier Burning Flame Soul Devouring Killing Array, can slash the Divine Mansion Realm. Subscription required. Finally appeared, 5 Ghost Generals. Zhang Chushuan triggers a fluttering, galactic moonlight, deep eyes, as if it can penetrate everything. Listening to his words, he could tell that he had long known that the 5 ghosts were coming. It is still thanks to Yifeng's memory. The original trajectory, the king's mausoleum opened, the 10 major 7-rank forces competed, and Chu Yun was the only winner. Relying on the guidance of Lord Fu, Chu Yun found a loophole when breaking through the 4th level of the mausoleum, so as to directly enter the center of the mausoleum, obtain the ownership of this mausoleum space and the inheritance of the 2 royal weapons, and lay a solid foundation for the future achievement of the great sage. The child of luck is good to take wherever he goes, but it is also like a big light bulb, and everywhere he goes, he will attract the villain Little Moth to pounce. Chu Yun gained a lot in the king's mausoleum, but he knew the truth that wealth was not revealed, and did not show these gains, but Yanyang sect Dongulu saw him as a bully, coerced him, and as a result, he was deposed and cultivated. In this Xuantian continent, where strength is respected and the weak eat the strong, the abolition of Shouwei and Dantian is a punishment far more terrifying and difficult than death, but for Donggu Chenny, there is still hope for Donggu Lu to die without death, and he did not vent his anger on the other disciples of the Yanyang sect. However, for Chu Yun, he directly bullied the small with the big. But at this moment, the 5 ghosts appeared, with a large array arranged in advance, to trap everyone and capture them alive as hostages. 180 Chu Yun had the help of the formation master, Lord Fu, and successfully escaped by finding the loophole in the formation, and also escaped the pursuit of Donggu Chiba. And now, these 5 guys appeared, and as soon as they appeared, they destroyed Higashiko Chiba. It's a ghost general comparable to a cultivator of the Jaden realm. These 5 are manipulating a large array. Could it be that they have long been ready for an ambush? The communication token cannot be used. Summoning Jade GN can't be used either. Bastard, these 5 ghosts are really prepared. Compared with ordinary scattered cultivation, this time it was the people of the 10 major 7-rank forces who were more afraid of seeing the ghost general. After all, the 2 sides were hostile and had blood feuds. Ni Fengyan and others used communication and communication means at the first time, but they found it useless. The surrounding enchantment clearly carries the effect of blocking information. Operator. Under the gaze of tens of thousands of cultivators on the scene, the 5 ghosts will walk out of the black pillar of light and step on the black smoke under this night sky, with a monstrous ghost aura, as if they want to turn this space into a ghost. However, when these ghost chi spread to a radius of 1 mile from the beast Suzaku, it seemed to encounter a natural nemesis and could not advance. Within a mile radius of the central point of the beast Suzaku, he still maintained his temperature and was angry. Relying on the organ beast Suzaku, the remaining 9-7 rank forces of the cloud boat have not yet been surrounded by ghost energy, and the disciple elders have not received any impact. Some smart people below immediately moved in this direction. But more people who did not react in time were soon enveloped by ghosts, and for a while, they were cold all over their bodies and felt that they had lost control of their bodies. The 5 ghost generals are equivalent to 5 Jaden realm real people, but they are not even a few scattered cultivators or small sect disciples who do not even have the transformation spirit realm can block it. In fact, if these 5 ghosts are willing, they can make all those who are shrouded in ghost energy hallucinate and die in boundless fear, in the hands of themselves and others. Ghosts are very good at efficiency when dealing with the weak. But none of the 5 ghosts did this today. There are no dead people yet. At most, some people have been pulled into the illusion and cannot do anything for a while. The 5 ghosts will soon arrive at the place where the crowd gathers, and their bodies are also clearly visible under the illumination of the beast Suzaku. 5 directions, 5 golden-robed people, the image is very strange. 1, who looked like a chimpanzee, had 4 hands, and there was ghost and blood in his eyes. 1, his face was hidden under the golden robe cloak, a shadow, but a pair of eyes turned into green flames, constantly burning, and there were also black-green flames wrapped around him. 1, with an extremely pale face, looks like a corpse that has just died, and there is a bloody eye on his forehead, constantly blinking, inexplicably giving people a feeling of laughter, which makes people shudder. 1, who looked like an ordinary person, was tall and carried a long knife that was completely blood-colored behind his back. The last one, who seems to have no body, is like a ball floating, sometimes turning into mist, looking like a monster. Blood hands, blood flames, blood eyes, blood droplets, what are you going to do? Aeee. Above the cloud boat, Ning Daoqi took out a treasure bottle and asked sharply. The old man of the white jade blood coffin had 16 coffin bearers at his peak, and their strength ranged from 1 to 9 turns of the Jaden realm, and they were all called blood sons. In order to make it easier to distinguish, the blood child will add its own characteristics in the middle of the 2 words. The 5 blood sons turned their heads in unison, and the bloody eyes with 3 eyes stretched out their tongues and turned around on their faces, and sneered, "Interesting, you know us." The blood coffin old man has 10 blood sons, of course the old man has heard of it. Ning Daoqi had the feeling of being targeted by a poisonous snake, but he still forced himself to speak. The 5 ghosts will obviously be unkind, and he must find out the specifics. It doesn't hurt to tell you. 39. In the face of absolute strength, you can't turn the sky. Boom. Operator. The blood-eyed man smiled strangely and said, "You are already in the burning flame soul-devouring killing array that our 5 ghosts will jointly arrange. Even the true monarch of the divine mansion realm cannot escape, and you are trapped inside and wiped out by the soul-devouring flame. You big and small ants, it's impossible to escape." 35. The result of forcibly breaking into the formation is the same as the poor rat who tried to escape just now. 35. The rat is clearly talking about Higashiko Chiba. Pity the great elder of the Yanyang sect. His life finally broke out of the Jaden realm cultivation, but in exchange for such a title and result. Next, you stay in the formation. There are 3 choices. The blood droplets floated up, and as a result, the blood flame continued. First, break in, and then die. 35. Second, resist the ghost-devouring ghost chi, constantly bear the pain of burning the body in flames, and persist until the soul is burned in the end. The body is natural, the soul is scattered, or you can't hold on, you are assimilated by the ghost chi and turn into a ghost cultivator. Third, you can kneel down and beg for mercy, and then quietly wait for the forces behind you to send someone to redeem it. We don't do it during this process. The 5 bloody sons were outspoken about the purpose of this trip. Kill a group of hard bones and tricksters to restore some of their own strength. Assimilating some people into ghost cultivators and expanding their power in the Earth sect. Go out to see the excitement and try your luck. Most of the people present are geniuses who have been screened once and can enter the king's tomb. It is either a genius of scattered cultivation, or an excellent disciple of the talent of major forces and families. Isn't this group of people turning into ghost cultivators the best preparatory disciples of the Earth Demon sect? Finally, it is to surround the point and provide assistance. Attacking the 10 major forces, but also breaking into the formation, and facing one whole card after another, it is better to lead them here to die, or exchange for a large number of resources to prepare for the big battle behind. It doesn't matter if those sects are afraid or not. These disciples and elders on the scene took it, whether it was strength or being subordinates. This plan is perfect. So, which one do you choose? The 5 ghosts sneered in unison. Damn, it's a bad laugh. 35. When everyone was shocked, Zhang Chushuan couldn't help but interrupt. These ghost laughs were really ugly, and he was really uncomfortable to hear. A great array that can destroy the divine mansion realm. You say pick and choose. Silly stuff. Zilong, strike together and take them down. All of them. 43%. Chapter 169. The audience was shocked. These 5 ghosts will be too stretched. Subscription required. No, my lord. Zhao Yun's breathy voice resounded throughout this heaven and earth. On the back of the Suzaku beast, a brilliant flame bloomed, and the scorching temperature rose. Boom! The flames turned into a fire phoenix, with a magnificent majesty, flapping their wings and flying forward. Prick. Gun intent superimposed. Merge into heaven and earth. Majesty. Space does not exist. The phoenix-like flame cut through the air, and in an instant, it came to the bloody hand among the 5 blood children. With a sharp chirp, the temperature of the flame soared, carrying the power that even the space would be incinerated. Oops. The bloody hand ghost's body was cold, and a boundless sense of crisis emerged in his heart. The ghost pill made it instinctively feel something, and wanted to escape, but the fire phoenix that had already come to him had some kind of deadly coercion, imprisoning the surrounding space. The fire phoenix seemed to be surrounded by thousands of firebirds. This trick, he can't dodge. This move Firebird is the nemesis of the ghost body and the natural enemy of the ghost. Open it for me. Encountering this kind of fall crisis, the bloody hand's face changed, and the ghost aura around him was surging, and the protective gear was superimposed on the 2 hands behind his back and exploded with a bang. Prick. The blast of his arm filled the Sensen ghost area, and also opened a hole in the space around him, allowing it to be watered with clean water like a fish on the shore, giving it a respite. Blood-burning technique. The bloody hand did not dare to relax in the slightest, and directly launched the secret technique, preparing to escape. This is the blood escape technique of the old man of the blood coffin, and the cost of launching it is extremely high, but it is not unbearable for the ghost general who can recover his strength and treat his injuries as long as he devours essence and blood. At least compared to the fall crisis, that's nothing. The bloody hand turned into a cloud of blood mist in the blink of an eye, and then received some kind of air engine traction, and in an instant, it fled to 1,000 miles away, approaching the position of the black pillar of light. But even so, it did not dare to relax in the slightest and continued to leave the pillar of light. For some reason, he felt that the crisis had not dissipated. Wah! At this time, the sound of white birds chirping in unison sounded in heaven and earth, and hundreds of firebirds appeared out of thin air around the bloody hand, all crashing towards him. 100 birds and phoenixes. Seal. Zhao Yun's cold voice sounded, and the fire phoenix that was originally not far from the Suzaku beast suddenly dissipated, and then instantly appeared in front of the bloody hand, and collided in an instant, swallowing it in one gulp. Thousands of firebirds flew into the body of the fire phoenix, forming a staring fire phoenix prison. Let me out. Hey, don't kill me. The sound of ghosts and bloody hands begging for mercy sounded in this space, and the sound was sharp and piercing the eardrums. Noise. Zhao Yun snorted coldly. A brilliant light suddenly bloomed above the fire phoenix prison. The voice of the bloody hand disappeared instantly. At the same time, Zhao Yun himself fused with the gun, cut through the space, and appeared in the middle of the bloody eyes and the bloody flame with a frightened face, and the spear in his hand slashed. A probing snake. As the spear danced, in the void, the aura surged, and the 2 auras quickly converged, instantly condensing 100 long snakes, exuding sharp gold chi on their bodies, opening the blood basin to the big mouth, one left and one right biting towards the bloody eyes and the blood flame. At this moment, the sharp spear intent converged on the sharp teeth of the long snake, bringing boundless fear and deadly crisis to the blood flame and the blood eye. Hush! The blood eye and the blood flame snorted coldly. The former left a blood red at the center of the eyebrows, shooting out a blood-colored tube, and the latter was surrounded by black smoke, turning into a flame to meet the spiritual energy snake. In the end, it was the ghost general of the Jaden realm, although Zhao Yun made a sudden and quick move, but in the end, he shot at the bloody hand first, delaying a little time, and also giving them time to reflect. Boom. The blood-eyed beam is a blood-eyed ghost body talent, the strongest true move, with a setting effect. After hitting the aura long snake, it successfully stopped it. The bloody eye seized this opportunity, and his body suddenly turned into a cloud of black smoke and fled towards the pitch-black pillar of light in the nearest direction. On the other side, Blood Flame's ghost talent is to control the Soul Eater ghost, which has a miraculous effect on soul damage, and is usually unfavorable. Even this big array arrangement, it is the absolute center. But in the face of Zhao Yun's long snake attack, it was the most difficult to deal with, and the continuous flames could only delay the long snake's forward speed. What a dare! The blood stock and blood drops are beneficial to the other end of the air, and they immediately strike after returning to their senses. These blood sons have served the old man of the blood coffin together for nearly 500 years, with deep feelings and tacit understanding, although they have been sealed for 300 years, but now their strength is in the middle and late stages of the ghost general. As soon as the human beings in this area of the Jaden realm suddenly broke out, it was already very good to be able to seal the blood hand by surprise with a strange move with a restrained effect, and actually wanted to defeat 5 with 1. Simply rampant. Bloody. 35. The blood chi man's eyes widened. The blood chi long knife behind his back was unsheathed, and boundless blood chi gushed out of the blade body, merging the surrounding ghost chi and aura, and instantly turned into a blood chi long knife dozens of feet long, with the bloody power of devouring people, and directly slashed towards the spiritual energy long snake that rushed towards the blood flame. The sea of blood is endless. The blood droplets were filled with blood chi all around, spreading a mile in the sky in an instant, although they still couldn't get close to the flames around the beast Suzaku, but they encompassed the blood eyes in an instant. The blood eye was supplemented by blood chi and ghost chi, because the third eye that performed the talent trick suddenly regained its radiance. This wave works well, but the solemn expressions of the bloody eyes and the bloody flame revealed a deep meaning. At this moment, Zhang Chushuan's slightly mocking voice sounded in the formation space. Too garbage, it is difficult to protect themselves, and they actually have the mind to save ghosts. Whoosh. Above the cloud boat, the people of the remaining 7 rank forces trembled and raised their heads in horror. The stronger the strength, the more frightened. The black gas defense that permeated the ground below met the nemesis and dissolved in an instant. People who were originally immersed in the illusion regained consciousness, and people whose bodies were stiffened by ghost chi regained control of their bodies. Tens of thousands of people instinctively raised their heads and saw the brilliant scene. Zhang Chushuan flew into the air, his hands were on his back, and his silver hair fluttered, becoming the only existence in square space at this moment. 2 blue rays of light shot out from his eyes, carrying the Supreme King's sword intent, with the king intent to suppress everything, as if to freeze time and space within the enchantment. The blood babble and blood droplets that helped the blood eyes and blood flames did not have time to react at all, and watched their eyes shoot into the center of their eyebrows. Click. The blood scab spread a layer of cold ice all around the body at a speed visible to the naked eye, and then shattered, turning into ice crystals and scattering. Zero asking for flowers. These ice crystals were wrapped in a murderous aura, completely consumed on the way down. Ah! The blood droplets made a miserable scream in the ghost chi, like a 1,000-year-old ghost coming out of the tomb. The breath of Sen Sen continued, and the bloody chi rose. The smoke melted at a speed that the naked eye could not catch, and in a blink of an eye it was about to disappear. Burst Lao Su. A mournful cry sounded in the blood-colored mist, and the interior exploded, and one of the black-purple blood shot out, quickly escaping towards the periphery of the enchantment. To Detective Pan Snake. Zhao Yun's voice sounded again, and I saw him wave the spear in his hand, and the bodies of the 2 Reiki long snakes that were originally frozen and hindered trembled, and each split a new Reiki long snake. The 400 Zhang spiritual energy long snakes combined in pairs, and the left and right directions passed towards the blood eye and blood flame sub-bag, and the sharp teeth exuded the meaning of sharp gold. Shish. One of the aura long snakes turned its head as if it had wisdom, and opened its mouth to bite the blood knife chi that was emitted before the blood flame was extinguished. Click. 35. That can easily value the blood slash of an ordinary Jaden realm real person, but it is like a plaything in the mouth of the Reiki long snake, and it is easily smashed. 0. Nope. The blood flame Z looked frightened and kept waving the flames. It even wanted to ask for mercy, but the Reiki snake did not give it a chance, swallowed it in one gulp, and then rose up and flew into the sky. Boom. A purple thunder fell from the dark clouds. The aura serpent bathed in thunder and rose upwards like a moth to a fire, and it disappeared in an instant. Along with the annihilation, there is also the blood flame. Bastard. With the assistance of blood droplets, the blood eye once again exerted his ghost body talent, using a beam of light to fix an oar-long snake, followed by the third blood eye emitting boundless blood chi. Fa. The third eye of the bloody eye slipped strangely from the bloody eye's forehead, turning into a stream of light, and escaping in the completely opposite direction to the blood droplet. At this moment, Zhang Chushuan and Zhao Yun took out a ghost-swallowing bottle at the same time and said coldly, "Yes." The two ghost-devouring bottles flew into the air, and the mouth of the bottle opened, shooting out a purple beam. The two purple beams seemed to travel through space, blinking and falling on the blood droplet incarnation of the blood droplet and the third eyeball of the blood eye, fixing their bodies. A whirlwind blew out from the two ghost-devouring bottles, descending on the blood droplets and blood eyes, sucking them back into the bottle. Whoosh! The ghost-swallowing bottle fell into the hands of Zhao Yun and Zhang Chushuan respectively, and the two of them closed the corks respectively. The last two ghosts will solve. Goo. Toot. This side of the enchantment was instantly terrifyingly quiet. Everyone showed expressions of disbelief and extreme shock. Everyone feels like they're dreaming. These are 5 ghost generals, comparable to the real ghost generals of the Jaden realm. And these 5 ghosts will become famous 300 years ago, and the strength is also the ghost pill 4 turns, which is the middle stage of the ghost general. They have ghost bodies, special incredible abilities, and are terrifying. They appeared together and prepared the Earth Stage Great Array, which could slash the real people of the Divine Mansion realm. Outcome. Solved in minutes by Zhang Chushuan and his men. 1 seal, 2 dead, 2 arrested. God is a ghost general, it's too stretched. River. 43%. Chapter 170 The Shock Salamander is unsheathed and captures Shaho Tianzhao Shui. Subscription required. Shish. This Nima is outrageous. This adult named Zhao Yun is also too strong, right? It gives me the feeling that it is stronger than the strength of the sect master. 55. Brother Ning, your family's sect master is only at the same level as these ghost generals, and Zhao Yun is just a second in his hand. 66 Mind your. The breath on the fire phoenix and the spiritual energy snake just now is the intention of the gun. The Jaden realm comprehends the gun intent as soon as it turns, and has the invincible strength of the Jaden realm. It is Tianzhao, and it is a Tianzhao that has grown up. 35. Shouldn't the most terrifying thing be Mr. Zhang Chushuan? Half-step Jaden, 1/2 turn peak ghost generals. I'm afraid you're not stupid. Master Zhao Yun is old Master Zhang's subordinate. We can only look up to the former. Just your neck is good, you have to look up to the higher old Master Zhang. On patting, it's still your Lu family cowhide. As the 5 ghosts were caught and destroyed, there was an uproar in the audience. Whether it was scattered cultivation or those 9 rank and 8 rank family sects, and even the people of the 9 major 7 rank forces were also shocked in their hearts. 1 second, they were all desperate. After all, it was the arrival of 5 strong people whose strength was equivalent to the middle of the 183 of the Jaden realm, and killing them was as simple as exterminating the entire ant army with a glass of water for ordinary people. The 10 major 7 rank forces in Nanyangzhou, none of them have the strength to fight such a force alone, so they can only shrink into the sect's great array to passively defend, and then use means to find allies to help. Recently, the 10 forces have been discussing how to work together to deal with the old man of the blood coffin and destroy it. After the 6 rank forces did not intend to intervene and sent this incident as a test for them to deal with, they had to work together. In any case, the blood coffin old man was also close to the Saint Lord level existence in his heyday. Even if the ghost body is broken and the spirit is weak, there is only the strength left to be infinitely close to the divine mansion realm, and it is not that they can deal with it casually. We must be prepared. That is a force that can be dealt with by even a few forces. But now, Zhang Chushuan came out of nowhere, and with a subordinate, he easily destroyed half of the power in the hands of the old man of the blood coffin. Doesn't this mean that the combination of Zhang Chushuan and Zhao Yun is enough to overthrow any of their 7 rank forces? After thinking that Zhang Chushuan's wife also has great strength, Zhang Chushuan also has the Earth-level ultimate beast, if he personally urges. That scene was completely unimaginable. Nanyangzhou, it's completely about to change. All people of insight have similar ideas. Unlike the old man of the blood coffin, who was resisted by all human cultivators, and the final outcome must be destroyed, Zhang Chushuan is a human being, and the Zhang family is a family force. In this troubled time, it was born with the momentum of unity. Friendship. Join forces to hostility. Thoughts kept flashing through the minds of the person in charge of the 7 product forces on the scene. It hurts. A miserable scream came from the ghost swallowing bottle in Zhang Chushuan's hand, attracting everyone's attention. Let me go. As long as you let me go, I can swear not to hold you accountable. Quote. Otherwise, when the master knows, you will definitely be scattered. Even at this time, the blood droplets still did not soften, thinking about threats. The strength of the old man of the blood coffin penetrated deep into their hearts, giving them the courage not to be afraid of Zhang Chushuan. Let my soul fly. Zhang Chushuan sneered and said lightly, looking at your dishes, I seriously doubt the authenticity of this statement. We just underestimated the enemy. The blood droplet appeared as a young man, and continued to shout in the ghost-devouring bottle. This time, we use the burning flame soul-devouring killing array. Even if the divine mansion realm could not break out of the blockade, we could only sit and wait for death. If we hadn't walked out of the formation, you wouldn't have had a chance at all. The blood droplet was quite unconvinced, and he was remorseful in his heart. This Nanyangzhou does not even exist in the late Dan realm on the surface. But after the defeat of that year, the old man of the blood coffin also learned to be cautious. Let the 5 ghosts come over with the burning flame devouring soul killing array, just to make a siege point against the forces of the 10 directions and 7 products to help, and expand the power by the way. But caution is not too much caution. They are ghost generals, and there are 5 of them. After secretly observing, he found that the scene of the king's mausoleum was also Sha Haodian, Zhao Yun and Zhao Shui, 3 real people in the Jaden realm, who had the ability to resist 1 or 2 and escape. But when the killing array is opened, they can't escape. The burning flame soul-devouring killing array is an Earth-level ultimate killing array, which is cast by our 5 mid-stage peak, 6 revolutions ghost generals, and the effect exerted is enough to trap the mid-stage true monarch of the ordinary god mansion realm. Relying on time grinding, it is no problem to kill the divine soul. Quote. You can win because of the sneak attack. Bastard guy, don't talk about martial arts. The blood droplet hates Zhang Chushuan's cunning. The burning flame devouring killing formation requires at least 3 people to arrange. Unlike the ordinary formation that only has 1 formation eye, a few people will have several formation eyes. If you can't destroy several formation eyes at the same time as soon as they appear, the formation enchantment will always exist, and the defense power is amazing. If the 5 of them stayed in the eyes of the formation all the time, unless someone within the formation broke out an attack beyond the initial stage of the divine mansion, they would not be able to break through the enchantment. Theoretically, they have absolute security. But because of their strong strength, the 5 of them did not stay in the eyes of the formation and continued to maintain the formation, but ran to the side of the Suzaku machine beast to pretend. Ideographic period. In fact, it has been sealed for a long time, and I want to feel the fear of human cultivators. Fear is their best spiritual food. But who knows, Zhang Chushuan and Zhao Yun don't talk about martial arts, they directly attack, turn over and suppress them. I already knew that I would not be out of sight. So, you're really stupid. Zhang Chushuan pouted and said sarcastically. Obviously invincible, I have to come out and pretend to be B. 35. You can blame yourselves for being hammered by me. Scum. Zhang Chushuan felt that the blood droplets were probably ghosts for too long and really brainless. It's a matter of life and death. You yourself underestimate the enemy, who can blame? Not yet about martial virtue. Isn't it even more unvirtuous for you 5 mid-level ghosts to join forces to make a sneak attack? If it weren't for Lao Su's genius, he could fight beyond the ranks, and there were also subordinates such as Zhao Yun and Shocking Salamander. Stupid. Zhang Chushuan couldn't help but scold. Bastard. If the blood droplets had a face, they would already be red by now. He just felt that he had lost far and felt that Zhang Chushuan did not speak of martial arts, so he refuted it, and he never thought that he would be scolded. But in fact, they themselves. You actually dare to scold the family. I see that you don't even know how to write 0. Tell you, human, my lord has recovered the initial strength of the divine mansion realm, and the 5 blood sons also have the late stage and peak strength of the Jaden realm, and they will also use the burning flame devouring killing array. Can you resist? Blood droplet knows that it is still very tough. And his words shocked tens of thousands of people at the scene, feeling boundless panic. The old man of the blood coffin actually returned to the divine mansion realm. This and the infinite approach to the divine mansion realm are completely 2 different concepts. The Jaden realm has been talking day by day, and the gap between the divine mansion realm and the Jaden realm is even more unpleasant. There are also 5 late stage and peak ghost generals. Even if the 7 rank forces do not open the big array, they can't stop thinking, but if you want to come to 2. No wonder the blood droplets were caught, and seeing Zhang Chushuan's strength, it still proved tough. This is not brainlessness, but confidence in absolute strength. Hey, we have to bring the news back as soon as possible. The heads of the 7 product forces on all sides felt anxious in their hearts. And those people with 8 rank and 9 rank forces below were completely panicked. They gave everything they had, and they couldn't resist the existence of the old man in the blood coffin. The fate of the giant barbarian sect has already said it all. I know what you said. Zhang Chushuan glanced at the blood droplets and said lightly, I also know that the old man of the blood coffin has already taken 5 ghost generals to exterminate the Yanyang sect, right? As soon as these words came out, the whole process was silent. If Chiba Higashiko were still alive, he would definitely ask questions. How do you know? The blood drop man's expression froze. This was something that the old man of the blood coffin decided temporarily. The 5 of them trapped everyone on this side of the king's mausoleum, and deliberately let the 10 major forces release rescue information to facilitate the encirclement of the point for assistance. At the same time, the old man of the blood coffin took 5 people to the Yanyang sect to ambush the sect master of the Yanyang sect, and then destroyed the entire Yanyang sect, which is regarded as getting back a little interest from the Shengyang gate. I know more than you think. Smiling disdainfully, Zhang Chushuan lost interest in continuing the conversation with the blood droplet, and put away the ghost-devouring bottle with a wave of his hand. 4.4. Then, he looked at Sha Haodian and Zhao Qianda, and said lightly, 2. Take your sister-in-law with me. 995. Zhang Chushuan, what do you mean? Sha Haodian's pupils shrank, and a bad premonition appeared in his heart. Are you going to have civil strife at a time like this? Zhao Shui raised the banner of righteousness. Ha! Zhang Chushuan smiled disdainfully. At the same time, Sha Haodian and Zhao Qian only felt a tremor of Jindan in their bodies, and a chill surged into their hearts. Without the slightest hesitation, they immediately mobilized their aura and used their body to escape. The Soul Eater killing array has disappeared after the 5 ghosts are solved by Zhang Chushuan. But before they could act, a sharp long sword was already around their necks. When Sha Haodian and Zhao Qian's pupils shrank. Don't resist, or die. A fierce voice sounded, and 2 graceful women with masks stretched out their empty hands, a little empty. Whoosh! A water prison appears and wraps the 2. Seeing this scene, Ning Daoqi and other people in the half-step Jaden realm couldn't help but grow their mouths. Shish! 2 more Jaden realms. 43%. Chapter 171. The Yanwang Age opens the prologue. There is a villain awakening system. On the Yu royal family and the Zhao royal family cloud boat, 2 women wearing masks, tall, and wrapped in purple and white striped slim metal combat suits appeared. This bright-faced woman wears fish scale armor on her legs and right arm, and the fish-like pattern on the breastplate sets off the Yangtze River style in her hand. Those 2 long swords were fierce, exactly the same, braving the cold, and a casual glance made people shudder. The 2 women appeared without warning, and put the long swords in their hands against the necks of Sha Haodian and Zhao Qian, and neither of them actually reacted. And when they reacted, they neither ran away nor resisted. This shows that they perceive that once they do it, there is a 70% probability of death. But this, how can it be? 2 Jaden realm real powerhouses. How terrifying is the Zhang family? Ning Daoqi and the others were shocked. Being able to avoid the sneak attacks of Sha Haodian and Zhao Shui, 2 real people in the Jaden realm, and subdue them with 1 move, in addition to the need to be proficient in killer methods, the strength must be at least 1 level with them. In other words, the 2 women who are shooting now are strong people in the Jaden realm. This no longer needs to be described as terrifying. There are 10 7-rank forces in Nanyang Prefecture, except for the Qi royal family and the Kanghai sect. The other 8 have only 1 Jaden realm real person on the surface, and their cultivation is still in the early stage. Everyone knows that this is hidden. It is very likely that some of the Jaden realm is already in the middle of the early stage, and it is very likely that some forces already have the 2nd or even 3rd Jaden realm real people, but under the combination of vertical and horizontal, these strengths 04 are not enough to unify Nanyang Prefecture. Even if they want to annex a country, they must be careful. So all forces are hiding. But those present such as Ning Daoqi and others are all high-level members of the core strength of their own strength, and they have some understanding of their true strength. No matter how much it is hidden, compared to the strength that the Zhang family is showing now, it is really too much worse. The royal families of the 2 countries and the protector sect combined, they were barely equal to others in terms of the number of people in the realm. But think about the picture of Zhang Chushuan and Zhao Yun easily suppressing the ghost general in the middle of the item just now, and then think about the means by which the two frightened salamanders took down Sha Haodian and Zhao Shui. This is completely incomparable. Zhang Chushuan, what are you going to do? In the water prison, Sha Haodian, who found that he could not feel the existence of Jindan, decisively gave up the struggle, raised his head to look at Zhang Chushan, and asked the previous question again. He somewhat recognized what the blood droplet had just said. Zhang Chushuan simply does not speak of martial virtue, and shoots without saying hello. What am I going to do? Zhang Chushuan's eyes condensed slightly, and his fierce gaze swept over the faces of Ning Daoqi and the others. Actually, you should all understand. 35. The five kingdoms have been in turmoil for 300 years, and countless people have died, so it is time to unify. Zhang Chushuan did not shy away from speaking out about his intentions. Tens of thousands of people at the scene were shocked. Since the destruction of the Dishu sect, many things have happened in this Nanyang prefecture in the past 300 years. The only thing that will remain unchanged is the 5 countries and the 5 major national defense forces that control the government of the DPRK. Zhang Chushuan, this is declaration of war by one person against all forces. Zhang Chushuan, what do you mean by that? Zhao Qian's eyes flickered, and he stood up and shouted. Now is the eventful autumn of Nanyang Prefecture, the restoration of the Earth Evil sect, the blood coffin old man carrying the ghost will be raging, we should work together to deal with the evil demon, but maybe we want to start a civil war. This statement is entirely from the perspective of general righteousness. There is no separation between good and evil, and this is the charter uniformly stipulated by the holy places of the whole continent. Even if the fantasy world pays attention to strength and the law of the jungle, when facing the evil demon outer path, the battlefield must be highly unified, otherwise it will be attacked by the group. Civil war. The corners of Zhang Chushuan's mouth curved with disdain. In the land of the Nanyangzhou chess battle, in order to fight for power and profit, the forces of the 5 parties and 6 products even refused to send people in to solve the old man of the blood coffin. It's not that I look down on you. Even if you guys are all combined, can you pose any threat to me? All. That's a slap in the face. As the rulers of Nanyangzhou, the 10 major 7-rank forces have not encountered this situation yet. But thinking of the situation when they faced the 5 ghost generals just now. Thinking that after the burning flame devouring killing array rose, they could almost only wait for death, and they needed to rely on Zhang Chushuan's extreme grade beast Suzaku for protection. Finally, imagine the picture of Zhao Yun and Zhang Chushuan casually solving the 5 ghost generals. Well, it's they who don't deserve it. Don't try to buckle me with any big hats. 35. Sharp eyes appeared on Zhao Shui, and Zhang Chushuan smiled coldly. Let's not say that I don't plan to launch a reunification war before solving the old man of the blood coffin. After all, I want the complete Nanyang prefecture, not the Nanyang prefecture that has been plagued by people. But just solving the Yu royal family and the Zhao royal family will have no impact on this battle at all. In the end, this is a clash between the top beings in Nanyangju. And I'm alone, against the 2 of you. The more you add up the royal family and the Zhao royal family, you are not as powerful as one person can exert. Even without you, what impact can it have? 39. I just want to destroy you first. Zhang Chushuan's words made Sha Haodian and Zhao Shui feel cold all over. The 2 wanted to talk more, but Zhang Chushuan had lost interest and shook his head. What nonsense with 2 dying people. What if someone misunderstands that it is in the water? These 2 stupid deficiencies find an opportunity to directly turn into 2 Jaden Realm heaven-level Luo net killers. Kill it. Zhang Chushuan waved his hand. No. The frightened salamander and Tian Yan immediately received the order, and used the spell with one hand to perform a special sealing technique. There are tears in the sea. Seal. 99. Casually sealing the 2 Jaden Realm real people, the shocked salamander and Tian Yan struck out again, waving the shocked salamander long sword in their hands. O-operator O. 99. A pink sword aura appeared, instantly blocking the Shaho royal family and the Zhao royal family Yunzhou, turning into a special enchantment. There are many people on the cloud boat, but they can also be used to summon the Luo net killer. Okay. Solving the Shaho royal family and the Zhao royal family casually, Zhang Chushuan's eyes deflected, swept over Ning Daoqi and the others, and said lightly, next, you can take this news back. I would like to emphasize 2 points. First, I will solve the blood coffin white jade old man in half a month, during which you are all cowering at home. Don't give each other the opportunity to devour essence and blood to grow. If I can't, it's not too late for you to come out, it's not more than half a month. This is my gift to all the Terrans in Nanyangjo. Quote. Second, after solving the blood coffin old man, my Lingxia town will be renamed Yanwang City and establish the Yanwang Kingdom, and I hope that you will take the initiative to come and serve this matter. Please make sure that the person in charge of your sect's royal family think about it. If you don't submit, then leave Nanyangjo. Nanyangjo, from now on only one voice is needed. If you have any dissatisfaction, welcome to come and challenge. When the words fell, Zhang Chushuan nodded at the Suzaku beast at his feet. Boom! The beast Suzaku raised its head and chirped, waved its wings and quickly rose into the air, taking 2 cloud boats with no effort. Zhang Chushuan was interested in listening to the answers of Ning Daoqi and others. He gave the opportunity. If these people are willing to be the little brother 190, they can be regarded as having vision, earned, and the future is bright. In his Zhang Chushuan here, even if there is an anti-bone cub, it doesn't matter, it can be used. If you choose to leave, that's best. If you are not willing to leave, then go and die. The Earth-level ultimate beast Suzaku combined with the power of Zhang Chushuan, a powerful coercion far above the real people of the Jaden realm descended and fell on everyone. At this moment, they fully experienced the feeling of the ants when facing the giant elephant. Zhang Chushuan, too overbearing. But from beginning to end, no one spoke. Everyone understands. The sky in Nanyangjo is about to change. The era of struggle between the 10 major forces of the 5 countries is coming to an end. Next, maybe it's the Yanwang era. It's still the top of that towering mountain. It was the same young man in white, sitting cross-legged with a long sword on his lap. At this time, he suddenly opened his eyes, and a trace of fierceness flashed in his eyes. Who actually used illusion on me? 35. Ding. In identity detection, the villain system is binding. Ding. The villain system is successfully bound, and the host Lin Lang has been determined. Ding. The newbie pack is being distributed. 35. Mechanical sounds sounded continuously. System. Bind. Starter package. These unfamiliar words made Lin Lang frown slightly. After thinking about it, he said, open the newbie package. Ding. The gift bag is opening. 99. 1. The life of the host. The legend of the mortal emperor who broke through everything. Open double angle bracket, close double angle bracket. 43%. Chapter 172. The legend of the mortal cultivator of breaking Chenkin. Subscription required. Ding. The gift bag is opening. 1. The life of the host. The legend of the mortal emperor of breaking the Chenkin. 2. Devouring Tao body process improvement, king body level cultivation to ascend to the divine mansion realm. 3. Superb Wang Dian, devouring star technique, Wang Dao Wushui, devouring god palm. 4. A map of the location of the devouring rune. With a long series of mechanical sounds, before Lin Lang could fully react, he felt the luck on the surrounding peaks tremble and began to frantically absorb the surrounding aura. The spiritual energy of heaven and earth entered his body in an inverted manner. Click. The golden pill shattered with a bang, turning into a brilliant divine mansion, with a powerful devouring power, like a whale drinking water, frantically absorbing aura. The spiritual energy in the divine mansion was instantly filled, and Lin Lang could feel that the newborn Yuan infant after the fusion of his 3 souls and 7 spirits was very happy. Having just broken through, his cultivation had stabilized in the early stage of the divine mansion realm, and as long as he was familiar with it for a period of time, he could march towards the peak of the early stage of the divine mansion realm, and then prepare to break through the middle stage. At the same time, he could feel that his physical constitution had become stronger, and originally he could only use the power of devouring to devour items and even bloodlines, but now every blood piece can exert the power of devouring, although it is not powerful. So strong. Lin Langyu clenched his fist, feeling that he was in a good state now, better than ever. You can easily erase your previous self with the touch of a finger, and you don't even need to use martial arts. A physical gap that spans 2 levels, a step difference, the gap is so big. Lin Lang's eyes condensed slightly, and he was more afraid of the so-called system that appeared out of thin air. The unknown is always scary. The kind of power that inexplicably can improve his strength makes him even more afraid and coveted. Next, let me first see what the system immortal will give me in the future. When the physique became stronger and the cultivation improved, countless pieces of information appeared out of thin air, pouring into the Yuan infant like a brand. The legend of the mortal emperor who broke through the Chenkin. In Lin Lang's cognition, he can easily improve his physique and realm, leaving no trace of future trouble, and can also inform him that the future must be the realm of immortals pursued by the ancient emperor. Although he possesses the supreme devouring Tao body, he has only evolved to the medium spirit body level, and even Green Qi is not as good as Lu Qi, and his cultivation is only at the peak of the Jaden realm. No one will come up with so many good things to who lies to him. It can only be that I got the fairy edge. Chapter 1, The Fallen Genius. This is the script. Just letting go of the future, recorded in the reason, Lin Lang was stunned for a moment. When he was a child, he also had a childhood, but he had read some folk tales and mountain and wild strange records, and he never thought that the Fairy Yuan Guide was also in this way. Chapter 2, Xuantian Continent. Chapter 3, Xingyu Sect Comes, Guest. Chapter 4, Awakening of the Xuanian Holy Vein. Chapter 5, The Mysterious Remnant of the Hairpin. 6 inches. Flipping through the content of one chapter after another, Lin Lang quickly plunged into this world, and also brought the perspective of the protagonist Zhang Yanren, angry for Mo Fan's self-righteous retreat and unwarranted marriage, enthusiastic for the speech of 30 years of Hedong and 30 years of Hexi, and feeling happy for Zhang Yanren to follow the Empress Wu, to constantly hone himself and improve his cultivation. Applaud Zhang Yanren for opening the legendary 108 blood tricks and applauding. When the 3-year period expired, Zhang Yan was infected with the Xingyu sect, and with the peak strength of the gathering spirit realm, he defeated Mo Fan, who relied on double cultivation to improve his strength quickly but was unstable, and washed away the shame of the Zhang family. In this process, Zhang Yangfeng discovered that the Xingyu sect was an evil sect and was chased and killed by the sect master, and finally Empress Wu took action to eradicate this evil sect. Stepping on the corpse of this strongest 9-pin sect in Qingchuan Mansion, the Zhang family successfully rose in Lingxia town and attacked the county seat. The content continued to go down, and Lin Langna called a happy. Until he saw Zhang Yanren's strength break through the transformation spirit realm, he joined the 6th-rank force of Wenxin Academy, and found a xenomorph ice in the academy to absorb it. Because the movement was too great during the breakthrough, the Xuanian holy vein breath leaked out, attracting Lin Lang, who went to Wenxin Academy as an exchange student, who was devouring the Tao body, and wanted to devour Zhang Yan and enhance. Bastard, actually dare to devour Zhang Yanren, it's too bastard. This Lin Lang is simply an evil demon external path, if I find out, see that I can't destroy him, let him know how to do a good devouring Tao body. Lin Lang's emotions have been completely brought into the first perspective and Shuangwen novels, and when he saw a new villain appear, he immediately scolded. But just scolded a few words. But when he saw that Lin Lang was defeated by Zhang Yanren, controlled by Empress Wu, and was saved by the maid Lu Qi at a dangerous moment, his expression was stunned for a while. Looking at the introduction later, it is said that Lin Lang is from the Lin dynasty, and his mother is a noble concubine from the top 6-pin family of the Wupan dynasty. Good fellow, this Lin Lang is me. I'm a villain. I seem to be a villain indeed. Lin Lang thought back to the talent sword maid who was ruthlessly devoured by himself, and found that he was an out-and-out villain. So just now he scolded himself for Zhang Yanyan. System. Is it too late to change hosts? So to speak, I was finally destroyed by Zhang Yan. Lin Lang speculated according to the plot results he had read in the script, and he was definitely hung up. He looked at it patiently and found that he was a very powerful villain. He fought with Zhang Yanren 3 times before and after, bringing 3 life and death crises to the latter, and also bringing 3 opportunities to get rich. But in the end, with the help of his grandfather Zhang Chushuan, Zhang Yanren designed a trap for him to drill, resulting in his death at the hands of Zhang Yanren. When he was about to die in the end, he learned from Zhang Chushuan that the two had a grudge for a long time. Zhang Chushuan's eldest wife, that is, Zhang Yanren's grandmother, turned out to be the Tianyan holy body that she accidentally found when she was wandering in Qingchuan Mansion in the Yu Kingdom of Nanyangzhou. Originally, he wanted to recruit this Tianyan holy body as a sword attendant, not to devour, but to cultivate it as a subordinate. The main thing is to eat people's bodies. But without waiting for him to make friends, he found that Nangong Mushui already had a man and a child. So he changed his attention and decided to devour the Tianyan holy body. But in the end, he was escaped by Zhang Chushuan with strange flying equipment. But this also caused Nangong Mushui Dantian to be broken, and the two sides took on the grudge. It turns out that the future is a world of great contention, and the great emperors who could only be born in 10,000 years can appear in piles, and the ancient emperors will also return some. 99. Zhang Yanren is the first new emperor, the female emperor. I'm a midterm villain. Knowing his future, Lin Lang suddenly felt a little excited. When he thought that he now had a fairy edge, a system, and knew everything that would happen in the future in advance, he swept away the decadence. I'm different, the future is in my hands. 99. Zhang Yanran, I want you to submit to my brother. An infinite fierce light appeared in Lin Lang's eyes. It took a long time for him to calm down and continue to read the notebook recorded by Yuanyu. I've only seen less than a third. Could it be that Zhang Yanran has only completed a third of his life when he broke through to the great emperor? 5. With doubts, Lin Lang continued to read, but found that the title of the became, Chapter 1, Chu Yun. Chapter 2, Passing the Back. Chapter 3, The Secret of the Stone Pond. Chapter 4, Mysterious Runestones. Quote. As he read, Lin Lang knew that there was not a future for Zhang Yanran to see. The system gave the second person's life trajectory. This person's name is Chu Yun. This Chu Yun he has also seen in Zhang Yanran's life trajectory, and he is also one of the great emperors of the new era, known as the double absolute martial emperor, proficient in formations, refining tools, marksmanship, and halberd methods. In the end, this Chu Yun and Zhang Yanran went to explore the starry sky ancient road together. Is it the life of the double absolute martial emperor? With doubts, Lin Lang started reading again. But this time, he did not sink into the plot again, but quickly scanned the content with divine thought. And in the Zuyu sect competition, he offended Chu Yun because he wanted to devour Chu Yun's Ant Fire Phoenix Nirvana body, and he really became a villain again. If Zhang Chushuan hadn't designed him in advance, let Zhang Yanran pit him to death. Denuo Zhao. I am afraid that I will die in the hands of Chu Yun. Chu Yun is partially over, and there is still a third. Another protagonist named Handy Li. 35. This person is ordinary in all aspects, and he does not have a grandfather with him, but his luck is real, and his mental nature can endure loneliness, and he has lived in the pagoda of time for 1,000 years, Ox. Quote. And I'm the villain because I want to rob his wife. A flash of ferocity flashed in Lin Lang's eyes. Co-authored, or a villain complex. It's ridiculous. This time, I'm going to turn over C. 35. Killing intent emerged all around Lin Lang. Ding. Detected that the host has clarified the situation, now start publishing the task. Ding. As soon as the main quest starts. Main quest. Conquer the children of luck within half a year. Task requirements. Get Zhang Yan to die the heart. Mission description. Zhang Yanran is the host's lifelong enemy and the biggest enemy. Please conquer her without hurting her. Let the future female emperor become your woman, and finally abandon it fiercely, so that the other party is painful. Mission rewards. Dao body progress has been upgraded to the top imperial body level, supporting martial arts. Mission failed. Obliterate. 44%. Chapter 173 In the blink of an eye. 3 days. Tracking cards. Yan Zhao's battle is about to start. Subscription required. Mission. 99. Reward. Punishment. For the system, Lin Lang is very unfamiliar and has no knowledge and experience in this area at all. But he is now a true monarch of the Divine Mansion realm, opened up by the Divine Mansion, pregnant with a baby inside, and his computing power is countless times more powerful than that of a computer. Although I don't know what the system is, as a child of the Dynasty sect, I have also done a lot of sect and family tasks, and I still know the mission mode very well. It should be the same as the sect mission. 99. As long as I follow the tasks issued by the system, I can be rewarded. The way rewards are given is out of thin air, just like when Hansa improved its strength just now. As for the so-called erasure punishment, it's just a small way. Lin Lang was not frightened by the final punishment of failure in the mission. It's just a blast. In this era of the weak and the strong, if you want to become strong, you have to fight, and everyone is braving the awakening of death to move forward, and the sect and family tasks are also accompanied by a crisis of death. Compared with the progress of the Dao body to the top imperial body level, supporting the imperial Dao Gongfa martial arts, which is a reward that even ordinary holy places cannot easily take out, this price is nothing at all. Moreover, I have long had a grudge with the Zhang family, and even if I don't make a move against Zhang Yan, I have long been found by Zhang Chushuan to liquidate, and the final result is still death. Besides, this system doesn't give me a choice. For this system that casually improves his physique level and realm strength, although Lin Lang is vigilant, he is more in awe. Since he can't resist, he is not ready to resist, so the punishment is naturally not in his eyes. I am now in the Divine Mansion realm. Zhang Yanran has just begun to rise, and it should not be difficult to seize her heart if I have a mental calculation. 35. What needs to be worried about is being recognized in advance by Zhang Chushuan and Zhang Yanren's master Wu Yanxi. However, this task has plenty of time to complete, half a year 197. 95. Then, I'd better improve my combat strength first. Seeing his future miserable in the form of words, Lin Lang's heart transformed again, from almost ruthless to desperate, and his thinking was clear and calm. After some thought, he decided to introduce Wang Dian Gong and martial arts first, so that he could have more confidence when facing the remnant soul of that king. And this devouring rune map. Before the retreat, Lin Lang took out a map from the system's own space. This map records in detail the location of the Devouring Saint rune, and this Devouring Saint rune will be a big hole card for the double peerless martial emperor Chu Yun in the future, and it is also a part of the rune stone, which can make this broken holy weapon rise to the emperor level. After the double absolute martial emperor obtained the Devouring Saint rune and joined the 5-rank Water Dragon Hall, there are still at least 3 years before now. If you want to devour the holy rune in a series without runes, ordinary people may die 90% of the time, the spirit body has 90% of the possibility of death, and only when the king body is 2% likely to refine, and I am the devouring king body, the success rate of refining is more than 80%, but I can give it a try. But without the help of runes, even if I need more than a year to refine such heaven and earth treasures, and the devouring rune is in a secret territory, there is no need to worry about being cut off. It's not too late to look for it again and again when the task is completed. After making a plan, Lin Lang casually received the map into the Na ring, and then began to comprehend the exercises. Boom. For a while, the spiritual energy of heaven and earth shook, completely enveloping it. The storm changes, in the blink of an eye. Oh. Lin Lang opened his eyes, and a devouring black light shot out of his eyes. It is worthy of the talent of the king body. Learning the exercises and martial arts that are suitable for the fitness, it only takes 3 days to successfully enter the school, and it can be used AEE. Lin Lang was interested and happy. This is the treasure of the royal way, the martial arts of the royal way. Even if he is only learning the true monarch part now, the power is extraordinary. Now he just releases his momentum, and he can make himself, who has not broken through 3 days ago, kneel and submit. Then it's time to get moving. Lin Lang's black eyes were faint, like a black hole, as if he could swallow everything in the world. Soul-chasing step. 1 step out, Lin Lang was like a ghost, and he came to 100 zhang away in an instant, and after stepping out, he had already come to 1,000 zhang away, like a hole through space. Feeling that the sect reported it, Lin Liang released the long sword he carried, the imperial sword flying immortal. Cultivators can stay in the air for a short time when they reach the level of the transformation spirit realm, learn the magic method to fly the sword, and can easily break free from the gravity to the Jaden realm and only fly, but the imperial weapon can fly faster. The true monarch of the divine mansion realm is new to the power of space, and the speed of stepping into the air is also very fast, but if he can fly with a weapon, the speed is faster. About half a day later, Lin Lang returned to the imperial capital of the Lin dynasty, and first met his mother concubine, Su Qingmi, through the identity of a prince. Langer, why did you come back? Come, let the concubine see. Su Qingmi is dressed luxuriously, his appearance is beautiful, and his nobility cannot be forced. She dragged her long skirt and walked slowly to Lin Lang's mother, her eyes full of pampering. At that time, because she offended a person with an extremely noble status, she was half exiled and half protected by the Su family and sent to the Lin dynasty to marry, and married the Lin dynasty king Shengelin as a noble concubine. For the identity of the noble concubine of this small 6th-rank middle dynasty, Su Qingmi has never looked at it. She is from the top power of the 6th-rank dynasty, and her father is a true monarch peak existence, and she is only 1 step away from the realm of the Holy Lord. It's a pity that she was still married here, and her own strength is not strong. She can only get from Lin Dongyan, but what makes her angry is that Lin Dongyan does not make her son the prince, it is simply eyeless. Fortunately, her power was not small, and she sent Lin Lang to a 6th-rank high-level sect. Mother concubine, the child has broken through. Lin Lang's cold and selfish heart fluctuated, and he smiled and released his breath. Divine Mansion Realm. Su Qingmi felt the oppression coming from his son, and his eyes were full of surprise. The child actually completed the breakthrough. Su Qingmi remembered that when he saw Lin Lang half a year ago, the latter had just broken through to the peak of the Jaden realm, and it was impossible to stabilize without 3 to 5 years, and then he could seek a breakthrough opportunity. Even in the Wupan dynasty, true monarch is an absolute master. I didn't want Lin Lang to bring her such a surprise. The child is lucky, he had an epiphany. Lin Lang told a lie, he knew that the matter of the system was going to stop in his stomach. And epiphany and breakthrough match well. Good. Su Qingmi was in a good mood. She had recently received a message from within the clan, and her father was very likely to break through the Saint Lord level. If it is successful, the Su family will step into the fifth product with half a foot. At that time, the incident may be revealed. After all, it has been so many years. Now that Lin Lang has broken through the divine mansion realm and shown a talent far beyond the Su family's peers, he will completely go back to the Su family with her to enjoy a better cultivation environment and resources, and she can also get better treatment. Langer, you actually broke through to the divine mansion realm. When Kai Su Qingmi planned to take Lin Lang back to the Su family, a voice full of breath suddenly sounded in the palace. Lin Lang looked back just in time to see Lin Dongyan, who was wearing a dragon robe, striding over. Sanchin has seen his father. Lin Lang saluted respectfully. Good. Lin moved the dragon and walked tiger, came to Lin Lang and looked at him, and a dragon shadow seemed to appear in his dark eyes. Breaking through the divine mansion realm at the age of 60, you are very good, stronger than being a father. Nonsense. Su Qingmi did not give Lin a bad face, and said sarcastically, Langer has my Su family bloodline, and the talent is naturally not comparable to you. Lin Dongyan. Lin Lang. Father and son looked at each other, both speechless. Su Qingmi's appearance is gorgeous, her knowledge is extraordinary, Lin Dongyan actually likes her very much, and she often comes to sleep here, but the former talks about the Su family all day long, and he looks down on the Lin dynasty between words. Although it is also true, as the lord of the Lin dynasty, he is naturally unhappy. Friendship is friendship, but for the king, everything is based on profit first. The books given by Lin Lang from the system only knew that the Lin dynasty would be destroyed by Yanwang in the future, and Lin Dong died with the country, but did not forget to send Su Qingmi out of the dynasty, and the latter was even more crazy because of Lin Dong's death, causing the Su family to take action against the Yanwang dynasty, and eventually the dynasty behind the Su family was destroyed. In this Xuantian continent, this is just the most normal thing. But now, he's going to change. You break through the divine mansion realm, what reward do you want? Lin Dongxian asked. Lin Lang's eyes narrowed, and he said in a deep voice, I want to enter the place of chess battle. The 5 major 6-rank forces have special enchantments in Nanyangzhou, and unless the strength is above the Saint Lord level or they are proficient in special means, anyone who enters needs the approval of the 5 forces to obtain tokens. And the price of this recognition is not low. Into that barren place in Nanyangzhou. Lin frowned. Spending a lot of money to enter Nanyang Prefecture is very small, it is a pure wasteful behavior. However, Lin Lang broke through the divine mansion realm, but he had some thoughts, plus he also heard that Su Qingmi's father might want to break through. Okay, I'll help you get the token in 3 days. Lingxia Town, Zongjia. Zhang Chushuan then waved his eyes in front of him, and his eyes narrowed. This Lin Lang actually broke through the divine mansion realm in advance, and he also wanted to enter the land of chess battles. Save Lu Qi, or some other purpose. Interesting. Quote. I just got a tracking card and experimented with the essence blood in Lu Qi's hand, but I didn't expect to get such a news. Lin Lang. Zhang Chushuan's eyes surged with boundless killing intent. Nanyangzhou feng shui, but it's pretty good. Meanwhile, Yanzhou border. Because Zhao Shui was captured by Zhang Chushuan, Zhao Guoqin was leaderless and sent 1 million troops to press the territory strongly. Yan Guo was forced to help, led by the great general, and also led people up. The 2 countries, each with 1 million troops, confronted. The big war, on the verge of breaking out. 44%. Chapter 174 True Monarchs Midterm means, coercing 1 million troops, so absorbed. The Kingdom of Zhao and the Kingdom of Vietnam occupy a huge area, which is not inferior to the Eurasian continent of the Earth, and the border between the 2 countries is long, and there are many places bordered. But most of the border lines are the branches of the towering Soul-Broken mountain range, in which dozens of large and small 8-rank and 9-rank sects have been established, occupying various dangerous places and establishing high platforms. Some of these sects returned to the Yu Kingdom, and some to the Zhao state, constantly competing with each other, having grudges against each other, and monitoring each other. The mountain road is rugged, steep and narrow, and there are all kinds of powerful fierce beasts or fierce beast groups divided into territories, plus natural dangerous places, making this a forbidden area for human beings and a natural barrier between the 2 countries. The two countries basically did not defend this mountain range, and only set up defensive legions in towns near the mountain range to prevent the other from sinister sneak attacks. But in the fantasy world, this kind of thing is rarely done. After all, the gains and losses of one city and one pool do not have much impact on the battle situation. If you can't advance the defense line and set nails one by one, sooner or later it will be recaptured. There is no point. There is a big gap in this branch of the Soul-Broken mountain range, forming a vast plain, which is a flat land area where the two countries can communicate with each other, and it is also the place where the two countries most want to open when there is a war. Today, two sides of the army of 1 million troops gathered on the plain, with more than 2 million people present, with the legion as the area and the square army array as a formation gathered together, looking at each other 300 feet apart. In this battle, I don't know how many people will die. The 5 countries have been in conflict for many years. Who can end the troubled times? Countless people of insight sighed in their hearts. Looking at it, millions of uniformly dressed soldiers, all with a murderous aura, gathered in the sky above the military array, forming a terrifying momentum, making the air sticky, the wind and clouds changing, and the nearby mountains forests extinct birds and beasts. Under such momentum, even if a Jaden realm cultivator came, it would be difficult to mobilize the spiritual energy of heaven and earth for their own use, and it would be impossible to mobilize the mana within the Jindan to burst out too powerful. The momentum of millions of soldiers gathered, even the true monarch of the divine mansion realm did not dare to touch its edge. After all, this is the momentum of millions of cultivators, millions of soldiers who have killed people and countless fierce beasts carrying murderous aura and killing intent, which is condensed with a belief and gathers a certain spirit and spirit momentum. In the face of this kind of army, only the most primitive fighting and blood struggle can be carried out, otherwise there is only the intention in transmission, which can be strongly overpowered, and truly regard the million troops as ants. If there are people who are good at observing the chi here, they can see above the two armies, one red and two imposing dragons, roaring at each other with their mouths open, full of battle spirit. This is a battle situation in which the momentum of the two armies was born based on the national fortune. But when I fixed my eyes, I could see that the two dragons were covered with wounds all over their bodies, and they seemed to be seriously injured. Tisk, the national fortune of these two countries is dying. At the top of the highest mountain near the plain, Zhang Chushuan and his 3 wives, together with Yishi and Bai Tanur, looked down below, with a golden light flashing in their eyes. The heavenly soul dread curse had its own chi lookout effect, and he could easily see the imposing long dragon above the two armies, and naturally he could also see the serious injuries on the surface of the long dragon's body. Speaking of which, this imposing dragon would be injured because he killed Xiahou Jing and Zhao Qian, the 2 former monarchs of the Yu Kingdom and the Zhao Kingdom. Now that Xia Haodian and Zhao Shui have also been arrested and controlled by him, the national fortunes of the two countries have naturally suffered serious damage. Teacher, how do you want to make a move to gather the two armies? Yi Shi couldn't help but lean over to Zhang Chushuan and ask. In the past 3 days, she has already greeted Nangong Mushui and Nangong Luli's sisters, recognizing them as sisters, which can be described as Sima Zhao's heart, and everyone knows it. But for Zhang Chushuan, she is still called a teacher, and I don't know what bad tastes there are. How? Afraid I'll lose your future people. Zhang Chushuan raised the teacup in his hand and drank it. After all, this is all the elite of the 2 major countries of Zhao and Vietnam, not comparable to ordinary soldiers. 35 Yi Shi nodded solemnly. 3 days ago, when he returned to Lingxia town, Zhang Chushuan publicly announced that he would establish the Yanwang kingdom and hold the founding hall after eliminating the old man in the blood coffin. After initially understanding the strength of Yanwang country, she had no doubt that Zhang Chushuan would be able to succeed. But today she suddenly heard that a decisive battle between the Yu Kingdom and the Zhao Kingdom was about to break out, but she was taken aback. After all, it was 2 million soldiers who could be deployed by the Battle Formation Division. It's the elite. To build a country, the strength of the army is the most important. Don't worry, no one will die. 35. Zhang Chushuan's eyes froze, and his gaze almost turned into substance. Roar. The 2 nihilistic army dragons in the sky felt something and roared towards Zhang Chushuan, with a threat of fear in their voices. Do you have a premonition of perishing? 35. Zhang Chushuan's eyes seemed to have a radiance flowing, without the slightest fear. If there is a battle formation, he can mobilize millions of absolute authors, turn the momentum into substance, so as to bring an increase in the army, and even integrate with the army to attack. He is still a little jealous. At that time, even ordinary Saint Lord level powerhouses did not dare to underestimate unless they mastered the artistic conception. Speaking of this battle formation division, it is also divided into 9 products. The 9 products are the weakest, and the first product is the strongest. The battle formation division has requirements for cultivation, formation talent, and talent in artistic conception, and in this case, it can train the army and unify the army's ideological and artistic conception before it can be formed, which can be described as extremely rare. Among them, the 9-rank battle formation division needs to have a gathering spirit realm, and there is no one in this non-Yangzhou chess battle place, but it can command an army with 1,000 to 10,000 people with a battle array, and it has erupted into a combat power that is not weak in the transformation spirit realm. The 8-rank battle array division needs to have the peak of the gathering spirit realm and even the strength of the transformation spirit realm, and with the battle array, it can command an army ranging from 1,000 to 100,000, and it is not impossible to exert it with all its might, and it is not impossible to reverse the cutting pill realm. The 7-rank battle array division needs to cultivate at the peak of the spirit realm or the cultivation of the Jaden realm, and can command an army ranging from 1,000 to 1,000,000 people, and with full force, it can also be done by slashing the divine mansion realm. And this is only when the number is moderate and the strength of the soldiers does not exceed the arrival of the commander-in-chief. If you can maximize the number of commanders in the army, there are many masters, and it is easy for the battle formation division to cross the rank to kill the enemy, and even kill people at the second level. Battle array, also known as the method of the ants shaking the sky. Back then, Zhao Qian sent someone to plot against me, causing my Dantian to be destroyed because the people of the 6-rank power said that they had the opportunity to become a battle formation master. 99. 0. Today is just to see how strong the battle formation division is. When the words fell, Zhang Chushuan stood up and started the whole family to unite. 3 days outside is 12 days for his Zhang family. With synchronous skills, the exercises are equivalent to no bottlenecks, all you only need to improve the realm. With Zhang Chushuan providing almost unlimited resources, this is quite an improvement. With the whole clan working together, the strength added to Zhang Chushuan will also be more. Boom. 35. The momentum of the real person beyond the middle stage of the Jaden realm was released, connecting this heaven and earth, and perfectly integrating with the top organ beasts of the earth level. Gong. Gong. 35. The aura that far exceeded that of the ordinary divine mansion realm true monarch emanated from the body of the organ beast Suzaku, and its body began to grow larger at this moment, expanding dozens of times in the blink of an eye, reaching the level of 300 Zhang kilometers, and its body burned with unquenchable flames. Zhang Chushuan's intention replaced the Suzaku beast, waving his wings and coming to the middle of the 2 directions. The true monarch exuded momentum, with the coercion of the king. At this moment, the clouds melted under the endless flames and disappeared. On the plain of thousands of miles, the twin-haired soldiers who were confronting each other saw this scene, felt the frightening momentum, and all opened their eyes. This is, what fierce beast, is it going to perish? Ordinary soldiers lost their minds, and some officers who had reached the level of the gathering spirit realm were shocked, while the senior generals who had reached the level of the spirit gathering realm were almost frightened. There was no doubt that the Suzaku in the sky had the power to destroy them all. But no one knew that Zhang Chushuan was a little confused at this time. Originally, I just wanted to be shocked, but I didn't expect that after fusion, the distance would infinitely approach the middle stage of the true monarch. And I also comprehended the sword intent and observed the momentum of the king. 35. Plus this Suzaku beast has been bathed in holy blood. Well, it seems that there is no need for Zhao Yun to show the battle array. 35. The thoughts in his mind turned sharply. Suzaku waved his wings, took out Zhao Shui and Sha Haodian, and said in a deep voice, "The Buddha figure is the incarnation of Zhang Chushuan true monarch, and here the order is given by the lives of the 2 kings to stop the war. Zhao Guoda General Wei Shu, Minister Zhu Yun, Yu Guo General Zhao Si, Minister Peng Wen listen to orders. 39. Gather the army, stay in place, wait for the regrouping. Otherwise, wait for such a mountain." The fierce words came from the mouth of the beast Suzaku, spreading throughout the nearby area, and they were incomparably powerful. When the words were spoken, the beast Suzaku raised his head and chirped in Zhang Chushuan, casting the peak trick of the heavenly rank, Starfall Fire Rain. Boom. In the sky, fireballs with a diameter of more than 30 Zhang appeared out of thin air, falling like rain, and roared on another layer of huge mountains. Immediately after, the roar continued to sound, incessantly, and the mountain shattered. Heaven and earth seemed to be in a burst. When everything came to an end, the kilometer peak was flattened and turned into a pitch-black pit. The mountain soil is swallowed by high temperatures. Quote exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark quote. Quiet, eerily quiet. At this moment, millions held their breath. This is the birth of a king. Hit a hammer. River. 44%. Chapter 175. Zhang Chushuan, Lin Lang is simply a treasure boy. Half a month in the blink of an eye. Subscription required. This kind of power is terrible. It's almost annihilating. The head of the Zhang family can cause such a power with a doppelganger, then I. Moreover, Lord Zhang Chushuan claims to be a true monarch. Could it be that he has broken through the legendary realm of the divine mansion? Then even if it sweeps through Nanyangzhou, there is no problem, right? Countless ideas pop through the minds of millions. In a military tent belonging to Zhao Guo, Cao Xin came back from the shock and asked Wei Shu, "Master, what should we do?" Wei Shu ruled the army strictly, and once repeatedly ordered his disciples that they must adhere to the concept of superiors and subordinates when marching, and not show the same set of small groups. But this time, Cao Xin was obviously shocked and did not care about this aspect at all. It's not just him. Wei Shu's strength turned to the peak of the spirit realm, and he felt more deeply about Suzaku before. That fireball, one can kill him. Completely ignoring the question of title, he sighed, what else? None of my Zhao Guorlang are of the same race, but if there is a slight opportunity to fight, I will not give up easily. The previous monarch has the grace of knowing the old man. As long as the country of Zhao is not destroyed, I will shed my last drop of blood for it. But the gap between us and Lord Junjin is difficult to make up. Wei Shu's heart felt bitter. Zhao Guo's, 197, was able to gather 1 million troops in such a short period of time in 3 days, and it was he, the great general, who after hearing about what happened in front of the king's mausoleum, and used his power to summon together with the strongest prince of Zhao state. Without seeing it with their own eyes, they did not believe what was happening in front of the king's mausoleum. Zhang Chushuan led one of his subordinates to defeat the ground-tier great formation laid by 5 mid-level ghost generals, and also captured Xia Haodian and Zhao Zusheng. Who believes? Wei Shu had great respect for Zhang Chushuan, who would have unified Nanyang Prefecture long ago if he had the strength rumored to have. It must be a conspiracy of the Yu Kingdom to trap them as the new monarch of the state of Zhao. But the situation in front of him made him understand that those were just his self-righteousness. It was all done by Zhang Chushuan. Since you are doomed to fail, then don't let our people die in vain. 39. I, the great general, am responsible for all lives. His eyes gradually became resolute. Wei Shu raised his head and said seriously, what's more, the ghost fox and my half-master's grace, if he unifies the world of Nanyangzhou, it will be beneficial to everyone. Maybe. Wei Shu didn't say any more, and no one else in the military tent asked, including the Zhao Guo half-step Jaden Realm Prince. In the face of absolute power, no one wants to die. Just surrender. The Zhao royal family is also a kind of submission to the 6-rank forces behind him. In this pyramid world, sometimes surrender is easy. The end of the distant mountain is vividly remembered, and no one will be iron. I, Zhao Guo, may I honor the order of the true monarch. I cross the kingdom, may the command of the true king be honored. 55. Wei Shu's side chose to surrender, and the Yu side made a decision more crisply. At this point, a million-level war that was about to break out disappeared invisibly. At the same time, inside the Lin dynasty royal city, Lin Lang received Lin Dong's summons, came to the imperial study, and saluted respectfully, Father. This is the token. Lin Dongxian nodded lightly, casually threw out a silver token, and then asked, I'm curious for my father, what are you doing in that chess battle place? He held this question for 3 days. The stronger the cultivation, the more I want to go to a place full of spiritual energy and explore the treasures of the blessed land. Lin Lang had just broken through the divine mansion realm, and he could understand that he wanted to go to the sphere of influence of the 5-rank or even stronger sect dynasty, what to do in the countryside where birds don't like Nanyangzhou. It was originally the place where the earth demon sect rose, which was indeed good. But back then, the source of the earth's vein was cut off by a palm slap of a peak holy lord, and the spiritual airflow traveled in the other 5 continents, which was already deserted. If it weren't for this, even if the 5 major 6-rank forces divided Nanyangzhou into 5 equal parts, it would not have been possible to turn it into a place for chess and battles. Therefore the 5 big 6 products, it is simply used to recruit talents. It's all about giving and paying. Father, the sons and daughters know the traces of a natural holy vein and intend to find her. Lin Lang knew that Lin Dongxian would definitely ask, and did not hide it. In his plan, in the future, before Zhang Yanran feels the pain, he will now bring qi back to the Lin dynasty to meet his parents, so there is no need to hide it. Innate holy vein. Lin Dongxian rubbed to get up from his seat and said in surprise, seriously. The innate holy vein is also known as the innate saint, with the posture of a saint. As long as you cultivate step by step, there is no bottleneck before breaking through to the saint level. As long as you are solid and fundamental, you can break through all the way. This kind of talent is generally recruited by the 3-rank Holy Land and the 4th-rank Super Sect Dynasty, and few 5-rank forces can find it, and once found, it represents an opportunity to rise. The Lin Dynasty is only a 6th-rank force, and it is impossible to leave the Holy Vein to cultivate, but if you report the information to the hands of the 5-rank force or even the 4th-rank force under the subordinates, you will get a huge reward. What's more, after the Holy Vein grows and stands up, it will also get close to them. This is an opportunity to move towards the 5 products. I'm 100% sure that I've sent Midorichi to confirm in advance. Lin Lang nodded gently. Good. Lin slapped his hand and paced back and forth in the room. Then, with a big wave of his hand, he summoned a 5-story pagoda and sent it to Zhang Linlang's hand, and said solemnly, this is the heavenly rank 5-element pagoda. Each layer has an elemental power, which can be mobilized to kill, trap people, and defend. Nai is a treasure that integrates amplification, defense and attack, and is one of the biggest cards of my Lin dynasty. 5. Now that the father will lend it to you, make sure that the vein is brought back safely. If you succeed, this pagoda will be given to you. Most of the Divine Mansion realm true monarchs use Earth-level spiritual weapons, and the quality can reach the top grade is already very good, which is also the peak true monarch of the Divine Mansion realm. Perhaps those true monarchs who are born in the power of the 5th and 4th ranks, can take out the heaven rank spiritual weapons. Lin Dongyan was able to come up with a top grade heaven rank spiritual weapon, which can be said to be very surprising. Lin Lang's face also showed a very surprised expression. After reading that script, he was not surprised that Lin Dongxian could take out a treasure such as the 5 Elements Pagoda, and he knew very well what whole cards the latter had. He was surprised that Lin Dongxian had made such a big determination. Father, rest assured, Lin Lang should bear it. The father and son then exchanged a few words, and in Lin Dongyan's expectant gaze, Lin Lang injected spiritual energy into the token. The next moment, a special formation appeared and disappeared with him. Reiki is really much thinner. When Lin Lang reappeared, he had already come to a mountaintop wrapped in clouds and mist, and there was a long staircase in a certain direction. There are 5 teleportation formations set up together. If the people in Nanyang Prefecture want to go out, they either have the strength to forcibly pass through the blockade of some fierce beasts to the top, or they can walk all the way from the bottom of the steps and withstand the test of will and talent. After climbing to the top of this mountain, you can activate the formation, and then it is said that you can go to a special city outside Nanyang Prefecture where all 5 forces are stationed. If people outside Nanyang Prefecture want to enter, they need to have a special formation token and carry out formation legends. And this token can only be given if all 5 cases agree. I remember it was in this direction. Lin Lang discerned the direction, released his long sword and flew towards the north, which was completely different from Lingxia town. Next, he planned to follow the content recorded in the script, and first go to find a xenomorph ice that Zhang Yanran would find, which by the way also confirmed the authenticity of the script. With the xenomorph ice, it will undoubtedly be much easier to approach and die Zhang Yan. In addition, there are some other resources that belong to Chu Yun and Han Li, and he does not plan to miss them, and he wants to destroy them all. Lin Lang may have been too excited, and did not notice that there was a flash of blood qi on the top of the mountain, blending into his shadow. Well, there's news from the cover-up. Inside the Suzaku beast, Zhang Chushuan looked at the words that appeared on the communication token, his eyes narrowed slightly. Name: Hidden Sun, Absolute Faithful. Race: Terran. Physique: Cover the Light King Body, King Tianzhao. Strength: 3 turns of the Jaden Realm. Exercises: Hidden Sun, Hidden King Dian, King Dao Ultimate Treasure Book. Weapon: Sun Covering Sword, Ultimate King Weapon, unsealed with cultivation, now a lower tier. Luo Net Killer Suit, lower grade King Weapon, years of cultivation for improvement and unsealing, now ground rank lower product. With concealment effect, it can hide in the shadows, and it can hide the void when it reaches the king level. Martial Arts: Day Darkness. First use the red light emitted by the sword to shake the opponent's eyes, in order to achieve the purpose of making his eyes unable to see, which can briefly affect people's vision. Closing parenthesis. Sunshade Space. With the ability of the sun-covering sword, create a solar eclipse to darken the sky and plunge the other party into a space. It is the premise for the launch of the yin and yang dying and day and dark sun moves. Talent. Discerning golden eyes, sword intent. Covering the sun, it was Zhang Chushuan who used the cultivation realm of the blood hand and the ghost 4.4 Dan to summon after knowing that Lin Lang was coming to Nanyangzhou, and photographed an ambush at the top of the teleportation array mountain early. The concealment of the sun is the most powerful, and even the shadow guards cannot detect it. After the full name family building system and a 100-fold increase, this ability has also become a talent that is extremely suitable for the fantasy world. Lin Lang came but did not go directly to Lingxia town, nor did he go to the Yu royal family and Lanyu pavilion, but went to the north. 99. Interesting. A glint flashed in his eyes, and Zhang Chushuan casually sent a message. Keep an eye on it, report the information regularly. After doing all this, Zhang Chushuan closed his eyes. Wait in Lingxia town first to see what Lin Lang is going to do. The matter of the old man of the blood coffin is not urgent. Zhang Chushuan waited for Lin Lang to find trouble, but this time, he actually waited for 11 days. This day is placed in the secret realm of time, and it is 44 days. Zhang Chushuan sat on a futon and opened his eyes. Why hasn't Lin Lang come to this treasure-giving boy? Hasn't he collected so many good things? Then this guy knows these things. Is it the same as Yifeng, reborn? 35. It seems that you still have to take action against the old man of the blood coffin first. But before that, open a wave of treasure chests first. 44%. Chapter 176 The Great Transformation of All Members, The Quality of Jaden, open the box to get the yin and yang treasure. Subscription required. There is no age for cultivation. 14 days have passed since the birth of the tomb of the Shuangji king. These 14 days are 56 days for the Zhang family with the secret realm of time, nearly 2 months. Under the accumulation of items such as the Earth Tier Gathering Spirit Array plus Upper Grade Spirit Stone plus the synchronizing experience of the whole clan plus Gravity Array, the strength of the core members of the Zhang family has undergone earth-shaking changes. Patriarch. Zhang Chushuan. Family Grade. 8 products. Family members. Zhang Chushuan. Half-Step Jaden. Nangong Mushui. Half-Step Jaden Tianyan Holy Body. Second wife. Nangong Lu mid-stage of the Transformation Spirit Realm. Third wife. Nangong Li mid-stage of the Transformation Spirit Realm. Second generation. Middle stage of the Spirit Realm. Zhang Jingshuan, Zhang Jinhao, Zhang Jingxin, Zhang Jingxi. Early stage of the Spirit Realm. Zhang Jingxin, Sha Jingqiu. Peak of Gathering Spirit Realm. Lu Xiaoxiao, Yu Xiaochen, Qian Kaifeng Peak of Gathering Spirit Realm. 3 generations. Zhang Yanren Half-Step Jaden. Zhang Yanmo, Zhang Yanbi, Zhang Yanting, Zhang Yangxin. Family subordinates. Beima Yikong, Zhao Yun 3 turns of the Jaden Realm. Lu Onet. Frightened Salamander, Tian Yan, Covering the Sun 4 turns of the Jaden Realm. Affiliated families. Sha family, He family, Wang family. Works related. Not bad, not bad. This kind of strength is enough to coerce all the 047 rank forces at the founding ceremony. Zhang Chushuan nodded with satisfaction, then rubbed his hands. Half a month has passed since the last time he opened the box, and just now, the virtual panel reminded him that he could open a new box, and he couldn't wait. Unpacking is not a constant once in 7 days, but will change as the Patriarch's cultivation changes. Only below the Incarnation Realm can you open the treasure chest once a week, and when you reach the Incarnation Realm, you can open the treasure chest once every half a month. Next, 1 month in the Jaden Realm, 2 months in the Divine Mansion Realm, 3 months at the Saint Lord level, half a year at the King level, 1 year at the Saint level, 5 years at the Emperor level, and 10 years at the Great Sage level Quasi-Emperor level. For this, Zhang Chushuan feels good. The early traversers need to gain a foothold, so naturally they need to give a little more help. But when it develops, the family power expands, claiming to be a set of operating systems with a stable source of resources, and the time interval should be a little longer, as an occasional adventure. After all, opening a treasure chest can at least get something equivalent to your own realm, and the higher the level, the rarer and rarer the treasure exercises, etc. Assuming that the traversers can still circumfer a treasure chest when they reach the King realm, it will lead to a flood of King-level treasures. And opening more than 60 treasure chests a year, if it is open to the level of saints and even emperors, is it not against the sky? Another example is the quasi-emperor level, the same sub-level treasure every week. Xuantian continent is not completely chaotic. This setting can be said to be very good, worthy of the system. For this reason, Zhang Chushuan did not rush to break through the Jaden realm. First, his cultivation is sufficient now, as long as the strength of the core clan members continues to steadily improve, and there is the same skill of the whole clan, his cultivation is equivalent to skyrocketing. Second, he wants to maximize the value of several ground tier exploration cards. If he rises to the Jaden realm, the lowest can be open to the earth tier treasures, then the card exploration effect will be poor. Third, for the time being, opening a treasure chest more once a month can have a greater effect on him. Fourth, and finally, Zhang Chushuan hopes to collect some treasures, and then Jaden can improve the quality of Jindan as much as possible. The so-called Jindan quality is that after the cultivators of the transformation spirit realm liquefy and compress the spiritual energy to the extreme, they can condense Jindan with different revolutions and attributes. Let's talk about the number of revolutions first. 1 turns to 9 revolutions, 9 turns to the extreme, representing potential and combat power of the same realm, and the more revolutions of the first Jaden, you only need to carry out primitive accumulation and constantly fuse the 2 souls and 7 spirits, you can easily become stronger, without the slightest bottleneck. Most of all the Jaden realms in Nanyang Prefecture are 1 turn of Jaden, so it will take a long time for them to break through each time they follow. Jindan also has attributes, which depend on the level of practice and physique attributes of the cultivator. For example, Nangong Mushui and Zhang Yanren, unless the former dies by himself, he must condense the 9 revolutions Yin Ice Golden Pill, which has its own Yin attribute and Ice or Water attribute. The latter can be similar to the former as long as the exercises are not too lazy. Of course, whether there is a heavenly treasure to help when breaking through will also have a great impact. Ying Long Wang Dian brought 2 transformations to Zhang Chushuan, and Zhang Qi reached a level comparable to the lower grade spirit body, plus Ying Long Wang Dian is Wang Dian, and it is not a problem to condense 4 turns of golden pill when breaking through. Coupled with the green dragon heart, it is not a problem for him to increase the number of Jindan revolutions to 7. 8 and 9 turns are not certain. And this uncertain situation made Zhang Chushuan very dissatisfied. Although he didn't think that he would encounter any bottlenecks in his external cultivation, it was always good to be able to forge a solid foundation. What's more, Ying Dragon King Dian is a full attribute exercise, and he can completely achieve the ultimate in this aspect of attributes. I hope this time when I open the box, I can open something that suits me. Zhang Chushuan thought about it, took out the treasure chest emitting golden light in the system space, mastered it easily, and stretched out his hand a little. Wow, the chest is divided into 10 and suspended in midair. With the last experience, Zhang Chushuan walked to the side of the 10 treasure chests, then took out a tier exploration card and activated it. The next moment, the card turns into a virtual panel. Earth Ladder Lower Grade Elixir. Earth Mother Spirit Liquid Distance, 1 meter. Ground Step Lower Longbow. Cloud Chasing Bow Distance, 1.1 meter. Xuanji Shengpin Spirit Beast Egg. 3-headed Xuanjia Tortoise Distance, 1.2 meters. Xuanji Medium Pill. Superb Yan Dan Distance, 1.3 meters. Xuanji Shengpin Halberd Law Martial Arts. Zon Demon 13 Styles Distance, 1.4 meters. Xuanji Zongpin Array. 3 Talents Blood Demon Killing Array Distance, 1.5 meters. Ground Step Lower Grade Fist Method. Ground Shaking Fist Distance, 1.6 meters. Xuanji Shengpin Exercise. Burning Sun Heart Technique Distance, 1.8 meters. Xuanji Lower Grade Formation. Purple Cloud Sword Formation Distance, 1.9 meters. Xuanji Lower Grade Elixir. 3-leaf Zuguo Distance, 17 miles. 1. Just like the last time, the information in the 9 chests emerges clearly. This time, Zhang Chushuan learned wisely, and the distance from each box was different, and he could know exactly what was in each box. The exploration card also locks other items in the vicinity, which he is not afraid to waste and can use when the time comes. The temptation of the 7 Zon rank items is not great for me, and all of them can be ruled out. The fist method under the ground level. After the increase, it will be of high quality. It is not as good as the claw skill that Yinglong Wang Dian brings, and it inherits Yi Feng's memory, and there is no need to consider whether the martial arts is not a secret method. Longbow Earth tier spiritual weapons are rare, but if the 2 refining masters and apprentices of Fu Master and Chu Yun join the Zhang family, they can also give up. However, the elixir under this earth step, 200 Earth Mother Spirit Liquid, makes me extremely excited. 35. The Earth Mother Spirit Liquid was also called the Jaden Spirit Liquid. Half-step Jaden Realm martial artists take it. There is a 70% chance of successfully knotting the pill, and after success, it must be a 3-turn golden pill, and it will also give the Earth attribute. If it is taken by a person who is completely sure of the Jaden, the number of Jaden revolutions can be increased by the effect of the drug. Zhang Chushuan has a 100-fold amplification ability, and the increase is equal to 100 points of Earth Mother Spirit Liquid, and taking out a minute can make all the half-step Jaden and Transformation Spirit Realm Peak Great Cultivators in Nanyang Prefecture call Dad. If this 100-fold increase is used to improve quality, the effect should be enough for him to stabilize the quality of Jaden at 9 revolutions. But I don't value just 9 revolutions. After thinking for a long time, Zhang Chushuan finally decided to take a gamble. Anyway, he was in no hurry to break through the Jaden realm. I choose box 8. The information in box number 8 was not displayed, apparently a heaven order item. Bang! The chest opens and a palm-sized mini pool appears. Zhang Chushuan sinks his mind into the pool, and the message emerges. Heavenly Rank Treasure Land. Yin and Yang Tu Chi Pool. Description. It can be placed somewhere and turned into a circular pool with a diameter of 3 sheets. The pool will independently absorb the power of the 5 elements of spiritual energy in heaven and earth, or directly absorb the power of yin and yang that is free nearby. Effect. 1. Long-term immersion can shape medium spirits and yin and yang spirits. 2. When absorbed in the ordinary Jaden realm, it can turn Jinden into yin and yang attributes. 3. Improve the speed of cultivation of the spirit realm and improve the success rate of Jaden. Zhang Chushuan. This wave is dead. Don't wait. Break through the Jaden realm now. 45%. Chapter 177. 100-fold increase, yin and yang are one, breaking through the Jaden realm. Subscription required. If you find a consumable treasure pool, you can choose to double the consumable. Quote. 1. Heavenly Rank Lower Treasure Land, Yin and Yang Tu Chi Pool, the range has been expanded 100 times. 2. Heavenly Rank Lower Treasure Land, Yin and Yang Tu Chi Pools multiplied by 100-fold. 3. Heavenly Step, Yin and Yang Tu Chi Pool. The 100-fold reward ability is very powerful, and even the heavenly rank grade treasure land can be increased by 100-fold. This may have something to do with the fact that Zhang Chushuan has not yet placed this treasure pool. I choose 2. Zhang Chushuan made a decisive choice. This choice is actually not difficult. The direction of choosing 1 and 2 increases is actually the same. The difference is that one is the whole, and the other is divided into 100 pools to exist independently. Whether it is to attract talents, cultivate subordinates, increase loyalty, etc., if this pool is to be effective, it must be used. But Zhang Chushuan does not like to soak in water in a pool with outsiders, even if this water is living water, and it is not a bath, but just cultivation. Is it fragrant to make a small pool for yourself to soak with your wives? On the contrary, choose 100 such pools, and when the Zhang family's sphere of influence expands, it will inevitably set up transfer arrays and strongholds in some places, and when the time comes, with such a yin and yang tu chi pool, it can play a great effect. It is not necessary to upgrade to the top grade of the heavenly rank. After all, it has not caused a qualitative change. Compared to the value of 100 pools, it is much worse. As Zhang Chushuan made his choice, the yin and yang tu chi pools in his hand suddenly disappeared, replaced by 100 identical small pools. Zhang Chushuan soared into the air, put away 95 of them, and then threw the remaining 5 to the 5 positions of the time secret realm. Boom! The 5 pools took root and turned into a circular pool with a diameter of 3 zhang, and 2 fish, 1 black and 1 white, appeared at the bottom of the pool, chasing each other's tails and swimming up, faster and faster, and finally turned into a taiji yin and yang diagram. Immediately after, a rich yin and yang energy emerged. Originally, it took time for a treasure land to brew energy, but there are always some differences in the system treasure chest. Good. The energy overflowed so that Zhang Chushuan was very satisfied, and immediately did not hesitate. His figure flashed to the middle yin and yang pool and sat down, cross-kneeled and began to absorb, while running the Ying Dragon King Dian Foundation Building Chapter and Jaden Chapter, ready to break through. From the beginning, he wanted to condense the yin and yang knot. Snake into python, python into a worm, worm into a jiao, jiao is Jaden. Jiaolong into a divine mansion, Jiaolong into a horned dragon as the Holy Lord, and horned dragon into Yinglong as king. Yinglong completely transforms into a dragon. That is, when it is sanctified, it will give birth to 3 claws, and according to its attributes, it is divided into Loess dragon, blue water dragon, green wood dragon, etc. The golden dragon is not metallic, but full attribute, the king of dragons. Quote, Ying Dragon King Dian is a full attribute exercise, and if it is obtained by subsequent deduction, it should be possible to incarnate into a certain attribute dragon or a full attribute golden dragon according to what he is good at. Quote, I will definitely choose the full attribute golden dragon, but my nature is biased towards fire, and after having the green dragon heart, I have the wood attribute and thunder, which is very far from the full attribute. 35. So I had to find a different path and take the yin and yang avenue. Zhang Chushuan is thoughtful and has a complete plan for the future. Taoism is 1, life is 2, 2 is 3, and 3 is all things. All things bear the yin and embrace the yang. Impulsively thinking of peace is the most concrete interpretation of the above sentence, and it is also a description of the continuous regeneration and reproduction process and state of all things in 3 lives and all things. Negative yin means carrying yin, that is, turning your back to yin. Hugging yang, that is, embracing yang, is facing yang, and the 2 of 2 lifetimes, 2 lives and 3 refers to yin and yang, not the 2 yi, heaven and earth, in Taiji Shang Liani. In a sense, heaven and earth are also the combination of yin and yang. With yin and yang, the 5 elements can be born, that is, gold, wood, water, fire and earth. With gold, wood, water, fire and earth, you can simulate Vientian and give birth to attributes such as wind, thunder, ice, and meth. And when these basic properties and special familiarity are in place, you can experiment with space and time. Few tilde operator. Zhang Chushuan exhaled a cloudy breath, closed his eyes, and sank himself to the bottom of the pool. When the whole person submerged into the pool, he began to absorb it with all his might. In an instant, the yin and yang 2 chi pools violently formed a vortex, and then the vortex became bigger and bigger, and the sound of the lala water began to spread. This Zhang Chushuan is really good luck. 39. Zhang Chushuan is not alone in the secret realm of time. Most of the core members of the Zhang family, as well as Wu Yanxi, Yi Shi, Baitaner and others, were also there. The movement of the 5 yin and yang pools naturally attracted everyone's attention. Among them, the most responsible expression is Baitaner, as a person of the imperial family, seeing that this is another time secret realm and a yin and yang 2 chi pool, as well as Zhang Chushuan's continuous layer, there is also some awe in his heart. The reincarnation of the quasi-emperor is as terrifying as C. Wu Yanxi. What is it that always feels like being robbed of your lines? Yan Ran, you also go to this yin and yang 2 chi pool to bubble, just accelerate the Jaden, stabilize the foundation and quality. Wu Yanxi urged Zhang Yan to dye the yin and yang 2 chi pools. That pool is also good for her soul body. If it is combined with the soul stone, it will not take long to recover to the Saint Lord level, and then she can start preparing to reshape her body. Yes, Sensei. Zhang Yanran looked for the northernmost yin and yang 2 gas pools, and then sank to the point of the pool. The remaining female relatives also followed, choosing the distance between the yin and yang 2 chi pools according to their cultivation. The southern ones are reserved for the male dependents. Yi Shi and Baitaner looked at each other and chose the eastern one together. For a while, everyone was immersed in cultivation again. There is no age for cultivation, and in the blink of an eye, another 3 days have passed in the secret territory of time. During the period, Zhang Jingshuan and others left one after another and returned to the family to solve trivial matters. After Zhang Chushuan settled at the bottom of the yin and yang 2 chi pool for half a day, he then arranged a gathering spirit array near the pool and paved it with spirit stones. Momentary time, Reiki or spiritual mist. Zhang Chushuan began to frantically absorb, gather the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, and condense the 2 chi of heaven and earth. For the world of the time secret realm, Zhang Chushuan has a perfect fit, especially in the formation, which can perfectly absorb the aura, and then cooperate with the yin and yang 2 chi pools. The speed of cultivating the aura reaches an extremely terrifying state. In this process, Zhang Chushuan's strength is still in the half-step Jaden realm, but the foundation in his body is becoming more and more profound. After Liang Tian, his body actually began to grow at a rocket-like speed. It's time to break through. All the eyes in the secret territory towards Zhang Chushuan were concerned. In the yin and yang 2 chi pool, Zhang Chushuan's body was turbulent, and the majestic energy that filled the pool began to converge, forming a stream of yin and yang aura visible to the naked eye, which turned into living smoke and swam up. Zhang Chushuan closed his eyes and looked calm on the outside, but the situation in his dantian was diametrically opposite. The spiritual liquid that had almost completely condensed after reaching the peak of the incarnation realm had occupied most of the positions at this time, clearly showing two colors, black and white. Zhang Chushuan's divine consciousness had completely sunk to the dantian, and he looked at the two-colored spiritual liquid that was slowly fusing, knowing what this meant. The spiritual liquid has completely transformed, which are two completely different attributes, one yin and one yang. But soon he calmed down and urged the black and white yin and yang spirit liquid in the dantian with all his might. The yin and yang, which should have been mutually exclusive, did not appear anything abnormal under his control, but were constantly in contact and fused. Woo la la. As the spiritual liquid rotated, the majestic power in it also made a sound like flowing water. Two heterochromatic energies turned into mist and floated out of his 108 blood tricks. As time passed, the spirit liquid rotated faster and faster, and when it finally came, it even made the sound of flooding the embankment. In this case, Zhang Chushuan felt that his entire dantian actually began to tremble. If it weren't for the two transformations, his dantian was already very strong, and coupled with the familiarity when he completely turned the aura into the yin and yang attribute 2 days ago, he would now be able to manipulate it freely. I am afraid that he will suffer. Buzz. 35. When the rotation speed of the two realms reached the limit, the combination suddenly emitted a burst of silver light, followed by the rapid dissolution and combination of the yin and yang qi. Yin and yang jiaotai, condensing Jindan. This step is the most critical step of Zhang Chushuan. He did not dare to have the slightest slackening and devoted all his attention. As the golden light became more and more dazzling, the two-colored spiritual liquid rotated wildly, decreasing at a speed visible to the naked eye. When all the spiritual liquid is gone, a golden pill with a 9-turn texture on the surface appeared, suspended in the dantian. Zhang Chushuan suddenly opened his eyes and shot out 2 essence rays. Jaden Realm, increase life by 500 years again. The induction of the spiritual energy of heaven and earth is so clear, but it is a new world. But that's not the end. Quote, Qinglong Xin, move me. Click. A terrifying momentum burst out from Zhang Chu's body and rose straight up. 45%. Chapter 178. The strength has skyrocketed, and the 7 rank forces are very honest. Subscription required. First spirit, corpse dog, melt. Second spirit, Fuya, melt. The third one, the finch yin, melt. Fourth, swallow thief, melt. Fifth, non-toxic, melt. Sixth, remove filth, melt. Seventh, stinky lungs, melt. Zhang Chushuan broke through the water and soared into the air, almost sticking to the top of the secret realm. A loud shout came from his mouth, resounding in this heaven and earth. A small part of the Qinglong heart flows out a small part of its ability, but it pours into the 7 organs of the heart, stomach, kidneys, intestines, gallbladder, liver, and lungs like a river and a sea, activating the 7 spirits hidden deep inside. 7 spirits awakened, and with the flow of the power of the green dragon heart, they came to Zhang Chushuan dantian. The 9-turn yin and yang golden pill stands quietly and levitates, emitting a strange luster. 7 spirits poured into Jaden, instantly found their place, and returned to their places. In an instant, 7 bridges were built inside the 9 revolutions Jindan, allowing the power of the green dragon to enter and fill the opening part. 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns, the peak of the early stage of the Jaden realm has been reached. Jindan turns 4 times and breaks through the middle term. 5 revolutions, 6 revolutions, the peak of the middle stage of the Jaden realm has been reached. 7 revolutions of Jaden, breakthrough late. It wasn't until the peak of the 7 turns of the Jaden realm that the soaring momentum on Zhang Chushuan's body stopped, stabilized in a faster way, and restrained into the depths of the dantian Jindan. Zhang Chushuan's silver hair fluttered, Feng Yuyu was in the wind, his robes were hunting, and his momentum was extraordinary. At this moment, he was like a round of scorching sun in the time cheat, which was impossible to ignore. Master succeeded, late stage of the Jaden realm. Nangong Mushui, Nangong Lu and Nangong Li showed happy expressions. They never doubted whether Zhang Chushuan could succeed in 200, but that didn't stop them from worrying or being happy for Zhang Chushuan. Monsters. 35. Beside Zhang Yanren, Wu Yanxi's entity constructed by soul power floated, peerless and powerful, but at this moment it was completely compared to Zhang Chushuan. At the peak of Wu Yanxi, he was a half-step saint, the master of the extreme 4-rank sect, and his knowledge was extraordinary. As a Xuanian holy vein and cultivating the treasure book of the king's Tao, she was a 7-turn yin pill when she was in the Jaden realm, which can be described as very powerful, and was handpicked by an emperor to have the posture of a saint. Ideographic period. And when she broke through the Jaden realm, she also found the heavenly material and earth treasure yin stone, and used this sentence to break through to the peak of the 3 turns of the Jaden realm, but the realm fluctuated. It then took her 3 years to precipitate before she continued to break through to the 4 turns of the Jaden realm. And her talent is also extremely rare in the land of Zhongzhou, and it is not weak compared to the Holy Son and Saint Daughter in the Sanpan Holy Land. Generally speaking, when you can produce 8 revolutions in the Jaden realm, it is enough to serve as a preparatory Saint Son and Saint in the 2nd and 1st rank holy places, and you can enjoy countless resource tilts. If it can produce 9 revolutions, it can be said that the positions of the Holy Son and the Holy Woman are locked in advance. As long as they do not fall, they can become saints within 100 years, emperors in 300 years, and great saints in 1,000 years, and then take over the position of the suzerainty of the Holy Land. Zhang Chushuan already have this qualification. But Zhang Chushuan was stronger than those holy sons and holy women, and he actually broke through to the late stage of the Jaden realm in one fell swoop, and he could still be stable. The focus is on the word stability. Wu Yanxi knew that even the 4-rank sect had the foundation to let the 9 revolutions genius complete the 7 revolutions in one fell swoop. After all, the 7 revolutions was a deep-level refining body, and there was a heavenly rank heavenly material and earth treasure. But it will be difficult to stabilize the realm after breaking through in one fell swoop and not damage the foundation. And Zhang Chushuan did it. Worthy of being the reincarnation of a peak quasi-emperor. Bai Tenur's eyes burned, and she instinctively sighed. As an imperial holy body, she understood the rarity of the 9-turn golden pill better than Wu Yanxi, and knew what kind of talent it was to break through the 7 revolutions in one fell swoop and stabilize the realm. The Eucharist did not dare to play like this. How handsome. Yi Shi nodded approvingly on the side, his eyes as bright as a chen, clearly reflecting the image of Zhang Chushuan. Bai Tenur, am I talking to you about this now? You, so superficial. Bai Tenur held back such a sentence for a long time. Yi Shi blinked his eyes. 2 red rays appeared on his white face, and said with a shallow smile, Sister Bai, does the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor need us to affirm our talent and ability? 35. Isn't it just a matter of appreciating appearances? Bai Tenur opened her mouth, and finally said, you are really right. Quasi-emperor reincarnated cowhide. I feel really good in the late stage of breaking through the Jaden realm. It's time to solve the blood coffin, old man. Zhang Chushuan's eyes narrowed, and he stepped out, and the figure disappeared. 3 days have passed in the secret territory of time, and the outside world is equivalent to 3/4 of the past 3 days. There are still more than a dozen hours left before Zhang Chushuan promised to solve the blood coffin, old man. Lingxia Town, Zongfu. The person in charge of the 7 major 7 product forces who came to inquire about the situation gathered together at this time. The 7 people were Qi Yunlong, the grandfather of the king of Qi, Ning Daoqi, the sect master of the Kanghai sect, Han Anfei, the grandfather of the Han king, Ni Fengyan of the Wind and Thunder Mountain Villa, Yan Xuan, the grand elder of the Yan king, Wei Wanson, the great elder of the Water Dragon Hall, and Lan Fengqing, the great elder of the Blue Rain Pavilion. All of them had a relationship with Zhang Chushuan in front of the king's mausoleum, and they were basically only the real power bosses of the Jaden realm sect master and the monarch within their forces. But at this moment, they all drank tea quietly until Zhang Jingshuan appeared and arched his hands. I've seen you. 35. I've seen Zhang Daoyu. The 7 immediately stood up to return the salute, each cautiously. Although Zhang Jingshuan only showed his mid-stage cultivation of the transformation spirit realm, these half-step Jaden people were not tall and underestimated, and they were even very jealous. Now all of Yangzhou knows that Zhang Chushuan holds the sword intent, Zhang Aee, Chuzan's wife holds the sword intent, and Zhang Chushuan's grandchildren also master the consummation level sword intent. Then it makes no sense that the 2nd generation of the Zhang family will not be able to master it. There is no need to have consummation, as long as Zhang Jingshuan masters Xiaocheng's sword strength, skipping the level to hit them is the same as playing. In the face of this monster, just be careful in the same realm. In fact, they had arrived in Lingxia town 10 days ago and had been living in the restaurant prepared by the Zhang family until now, responsible for acting as intermediaries between the Zhang family and their own forces. During these 10 days, Zhang Chushuan did not receive them, and even Zhang Jingshuan only rushed through them. The Zhang family has not shown any posture to solve the old man in the blood coffin. But they were not dissatisfied and did not offer anyone's opinion. The forces behind them have not urged either. If anyone has a bad brain and an opinion, it is recommended to go to the border of Vietnam and Laos to take a look. The Chin Huangbi, which was once relatively famous in Nanyangzhou, has now become the Chinwang Basin, convex into concave, sex reassignment surgery. It's the landscape transformation that has been quite successful. And that was just a move from Zhang Chushuan's control beast Suzaku. The scene of destroying the world that day was recorded by people with attention stones, and it has now spread throughout the major 7th rank and 8th rank forces, and is spreading towards the 9 rank forces. Neither the strongest country, the Qi state, nor the strongest sect, the Qanghai sect, had the confidence to resist. Maybe opening the sect protector formation can resist 1 or 2, but what if the beast has stronger means? What if the temporary consumption of the great array is exhausted? In this chess field, no one will come to them. In the era when the strong write the rules, everyone is mentally prepared for surrender. Yun nephew, hasn't Boss Zhang left the customs yet? After the two sides saw the ceremony, unlike the restraint of the other 6, Ni Fengyan behaved very casually and with a long attitude. Ning Daoqi and the others felt a burst of envy in their hearts. To rank seniority and strength, Ni Fengyan is weaker than them, but now he is the most relaxed. If there is a relationship, it is good. Uncle Ni was relieved. Zhang Jingxuan nodded to Ni Fengyan and said, "The little nephew just got the message, and the father will leave the customs soon." 5. At that time, we will take action to solve the blood coffin Taoist as soon as possible. Speaking, Zhang Jingxuan swept the faces of Ning Daoqi and the others. The expressions of the 6 people changed, and they quickly shook their heads. Zhang Daoyu said and laughed, "It still matters if Junjin breaks through." Quote, "Yes, true monarchs break through to the realm as the blessing of the entire Nanyang prefecture, and it is the most important. With Junjin sitting in the town, that little blood coffin old man didn't dare to come out at all. The situation in Nanyangzhou was as stable as Mount Tai, and he didn't care about the time. When the true monarch breaks through, isn't it possible to kill the old man of the blood coffin?" Ni Fengyan, co-authoring Am I in a hurry? You people are so realistic. That's what you said. 35. Zhang Jingxuan accepted all the words said by Ning Daoqi and the others, but his expression was very solemn, and he said, "But my father has words, and people have no faith. My Zhang family promised to solve the blood coffin old man within half a month, and I will definitely do what I say. You guys can go anywhere." Zhang Jingxuan's words did not put the blood coffin old man in his eyes at all. Ning Daoqi felt that confidence, and for some reason he couldn't question it. Ju, whoosh, whoosh. At this moment, a strange laughter resounded over the entire town under the ridge. The blood coffin ghost is coming. Zhang Chushuan quickly came out to lead the death. The arrogant words surprised everyone in the town. An oracle. Arrive. Let Zhang Chushuan lead the death. How arrogant. Countless people raised their heads and looked over the Zongjia mansion, only to see a golden-robed ghost hanging in the air, and the white clouds were blackened by its anger. At this moment, a pitch-black pillar of light rose from the 4 corners of the city wall around Lingxia town. A layer of black fog began to fill. Ni Fengyan and the others who walked out of the hall happened to see this scene, and their expressions suddenly changed greatly. Burning flame devouring killing array. Yes, again. 35. 45%. Chapter 180 Easy reverse slash. The ghost will pull across again, true monarch slap. Whoosh. 5 aura storms appeared, spinning and forming. Snow covers mountains and rivers. The momentum on Zhang Yanren's body rose, and the spiritual energy storm turned into ice crystals in an instant, and each ice crystal contained a long knife. Ice crystals swept hundreds of feet nearby, enveloping the black pillar of light. Dao intent. The pupils of the blood snake shrank, and the extreme chill coming from the ghost body made his body unable to move, watching Zhang Yanren complete everything. It is a peak ghost general, while Zhang Yanren is only a half-step Jaden realm great cultivator, and the 2 hairs have a gap of a large realm. In this case, he felt extremely strange as a strange incarnation. There was also the black pillar of light around him, which was actually unable to resist the chill, allowing it to penetrate into the ghost's body and penetrate deep into the ghost, making his spirit and spirit freeze. If it were not an illusion, there would only be one explanation left. Knife intent. Only an attack that reached the level of artistic conception could make it possible for a half-step Jaden great cultivator to influence and injure his peak ghost sword. That black pillar of light has extremely strong defensive power. Even if Junjin strikes, it can't be broken. But the defense is only 200, is a purely physical attack. If the damage comes from the spirit, it cannot be stopped. But as ghost generals, they are already spiritual experts, who will they be afraid of? But now, the unexpected has appeared. Burn the sky with a knife. Almost at the same time as Zhang Yanran, Zhang Yanmo snorted coldly, and the spiritual energy storm directly above his body turned into a raging flame, which began to condense rapidly, turning into a large knife of flames with dozens of zhang. This aura knife is very solid, the internal fire is tumbling, and the surface of the flame has a blade, and the combination of blade force and blade is formed into an artistic conception. Knife intent. Bloodfoot, like the bloody snake, also feels threatened. Unlike the blood snake that was deterred by the cold carried by the knife intent, the bloodfoot felt an extremely hot temperature, burning its ghost aura all around, and even burning its ghost. It seemed to be surrounded by a sea of fire and could not move. Golden Prison 4th Style. The 9 styles of the Golden Prison correspond to the human rank, yellow rank, Zon rank, earth rank, heaven rank, holy lord, king, saint, and emperor. Even if he is a double supreme king, he has only practiced the 7th style back then. At this time, Zhang Yangfeng urged with halberd intent, and performed a move of the 4th type comparable to the earth-level ultimate martial arts move, with an incomparably sharp energy. Unlike Zhang Yanran and Zhang Yanmo's great movement at a high place, the spiritual energy above his head quickly compressed into the golden prison halberd in an inverted manner, and then converged on the top of the halberd, revealing a sharp edge. Shish! The ghost body of the blood sword trembled, and there was a feeling of being aimed at close by the bow and arrow, and the whole body was cold, unable to make any defense for a while. There was a premonition that when Zhang Yangfeng's halberd was pierced, it was the moment when his ghost body was pierced. How come? In the middle of the districtization spirit realm, he was able to leapfrog to do this. Meaning. Dao intent. Compared with the blood sword, the blood butterfly is the most sensitive to the sense of meaning, because he comprehends a ghost power, which can be phantom butterfly, and the ghost butterfly will meet the ghost body. But because of this, it is often more vulnerable when faced with feelings. Whale salamanders into the sea. Zhang Yangxin raised the earth-step-long sword in her hand, the water-cold sword. Sword intent. The blood shadow figure shook and almost fled. At this time, he felt that the whole world had become a sea of Wang Yang, and a blue whale opened its huge mouth and bit towards him, which could not be avoided. This little girl actually displayed her sword intent. How is that possible? X5. The same thought appeared in the minds of the 5 ghost generals. They are ghost generals, strange incarnations, with endless means, great advantages in soul spirit. The lower yin hand can easily solve cultivators who are a little higher than their own realm, and they can also kill enemies at a higher level. Relying on the advantage of ghost bodies, it is difficult for normal cultivators to kill them completely. But now, they have encountered a natural enemy and are about to be killed by leapfrogging. Sadly, under the suppression of that artistic conception, they could only watch this trick fall. And the pillar of vision, which he originally regarded as an absolute defense, not only did it not work, but now it was let go and became a cage that trapped and delayed their steps. Because once the formation is opened, it must be carried out at the same time to be lifted. And this, they simply cannot do now. Boom. In Lingxia town, countless people raised their heads and saw an unforgettable scene. The 5 black pillars of light shattered at the same time, emitting a loud noise. Zhang Yanran slashed down with a big knife, turning the blood snake into a special ice sculpture and sealing it directly. Zhang Yanmo slashed down with a big knife, and endless flames appeared around the firefoot, constantly burning, completely incinerating it, and there was not even a breath left. Zhang Yangfeng stabbed out with a halberd, piercing through the body of the blood sword ghost, and the sharp qi did not erupt until this time, carrying out fierce destruction. Zhang Yanting slashed down, and countless flames appeared around the blood butterfly, causing the blood butterfly to burn, turning into a trace of blood qi, and being wiped out under the high temperature. Zhang Yangxin's sword flew out, causing the blood shadow to show its figure. The ghost's body was pierced, and the body was completely destroyed by the water system sword intent. The 5 ghosts will be under Zhang Yangxin's 5 people, and they can't even hold a move, and they can't even escape. The 5 ghost generals who claimed to be stronger than most real people in the late stage of the Jaden realm were so hastily erased by leapfrogging. The formation has just opened, what effect has been caused, and the eyes of the formation have been destroyed together. These 5 ghost generals are 2 right, evil cultivators, so stretched. It's funny and hilarious, but it really appeared in front of millions of people, and appeared in front of all the high-level forces of the 7 parties and 7 products through the communication token. A ghost general can make a 7-rank force deal with it with all its might. 2 ghost generals can allow the 7-rank forces to open the sect protector array. The 3 ghost generals are ready to get 100% destruction of one side of the 7-rank forces. But now, the 5 ghosts will appear after the formation is set up, but they can't stop the 5 disciples of the 3 generations of the Zhang family who are less than 20 years old. What a fantasy result. But 0. The answer is incredible, even impossible, but there is only one. These 5 people have all understood. 3 sword intents, 1 halberd intent, and 1 sword intent. Terrible. These juniors of the Zhang family, what kind of demonic talent are they? Could it be that they are all reincarnations of kings? Any one of these 5 people has the strength to destroy the 7-rank forces of one person, if they strike together, which sect in Nanyangzhou can block it? But it's just 5 third-generation disciples of the Zhang family, and there are second-generation disciples in the Zhang family, as well as Zhang Chushuan, hiss. No wonder Zhang Chushuan didn't talk about me and other 7-rank forces in his eyes that day. I'm afraid that if we all join forces, it won't be enough for the Zhang family to kill. Quote. What's more, the talent of the Zhang family is there, if it develops steadily for another few decades. Rebel against a hammer. 35. At this moment, the 7 forces, all high level, no matter which faction, no matter what kind of personality, are highly unified in thinking. Surrender. No, it's to put the thighs. This thigh must be held fiercely. The future of the Zhang family will not stop at Nanyangzhou, it will not be just an 8-pin family. With the Zhang family, they will have a broader future. Prepare Yunzhou. Everyone will now go with me to Lingxia town to observe the founding ceremony of the Yanwang kingdom. Prepare a book for me. Go to the treasure house and take out 3 layers of collection, and then use it as a congratulatory gift. 35. Let Exener be sure to grab Zhang Yangfeng, 16 years old, to comprehend the halberd meaning. This kind of dragon-riding son-in-law, coupled with the Zhang family's backer, my Lanyu pavilion must be tightly grasped. 35. Ha ha ha, Zhang Chushuan Junjin is the eldest son and brother of Hanza, and he also has a life-saving grace for Hanza, which is great. Hanza likes this feeling of indebtedness. The stronger the Zhang family, the better. My water dragon hall will definitely return. Maybe when the time comes, I can give up the counterattack to the Sea clan. The 7 forces 4.4 acted surprisingly consistently. But they were shocked too soon. Good. With a flat sound, the clouds swirled here, turning into a whirlpool, revealing a mouthpiece. Gong tilde operator. A vermilion bird flapped its wings and fell, and the fierce beast of the heavenly rank comparable to the divine mansion realm undoubtedly showed its momentum, threatening the entire town. Endless wordless burning, as if burning the sky through a hole. Above this domineering Suzaku's head, there is a person standing. A silver hair glows in the sun, a tall figure, handsome appearance, and dark eyes that seem to contain the whole town. It was Zhang Chushuan. Blood coffin old man, since you are here, then stay. Zhang Chushuan suddenly reached out a hand and pawed forward. Long Yuan heaven descended. 35. Rumble. Thousands of miles of spiritual energy surged. 1,000 Zhang laughing palm appeared out of thin air and pressed down towards 100 Zhang peak in the meticulous mind of the west of Lingxia town. Boom. This moment, the sky has changed. Boom. This moment, the sky has changed. Boom. This moment, the sky has